Hi, my name is Raph. I am playing Grinner, a barbarian human running from his past as an ex-soldier, now turned mercenary.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared. I'm playing the character of Luther. He's a Dhampir. He is a fighter that specializes in firearms, a bit of an investigator, and I am the great uncle of Grinner.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Tithla, the Goblin Ranger. She is a wonderful hunter and medical genius.
Hi, I'm Haz. I'm playing Theodore, the Satyr Druid, who's a kind of a charismatic druid who's unwillingly taken Tithla under his wing as she's followed him through the forest for the past few months.
G'day, I'm Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar Wizard. He is on the pursuit of good and evil, finding out the best and worst in this world, and he's doing that with a little bit of naivety and optimism.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd campaign. Hello! Welcome back to the Lost Archives for our Curse of Strahd campaign. Very, very excited to be back playing Curse of Strahd, the premier horror campaign that you can find on twitch.tv/The Lost Archives and YouTube at The Lost Archives D&D. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We are very, very excited to be getting back into it. Before we begin, one of our players, Raph, is not able to make it tonight, so I will be playing the character of Grinner for the foreseeable future. Luckily, I could do Grinner's voice. It's pretty fucking simple. And his decisions that he makes are also pretty fucking simple. So I don't think I'll have any trouble having Grinner here for this session. Jacob, you look like you want to say something?
And by the sounds of it, he's not going to have much of a future anyway, so it's all good.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Now, from last session, there was one thing that I meant to do that we didn't get around to, and that is to award inspiration to one of the players. This is for outstanding commitment to the bit and for roleplay, and it's already on their character sheet. Jacob, if you open up Tithla's character sheet, you will notice that you have been granted an inspiration. That is for Tithla's absolute commitment to the madness, to the temporary madness, and absolutely doing your best to follow the description of the madness that was inflicted. So that is a shining, fresh minted inspiration for you.
That's going to help cancel out all of the disadvantages from any sort of movement or action. I love it. Thank you.
From general life.
Hopefully this encourages you to go and find someone to heal you for the love of God, Tithla.
We got more important stuff to do right now.
You've got more important stuff to do.
I've heard of this Wizards of Wine place. That sounds kind of fun to check out.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm more than happy to wine the whole way there.
Oh, Wizards of Wine is really fun to check out. I'm absolutely cool with you guys going checking out Wizards of Wine.
Yeah, it seems like a priority over healing.
It's not going to take everyone to Belinsky's as well. That's way more important.
Oh, Belinsky's is where
not
it's
everyone's
at.
been there yet.
No, only you've been to
That makes the most
Belinsky's.
logical sense.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
with
you
Rasip.
should all go
Who's
to
probably
Belinsky.
just as insane now as Belinsky.
Belinsky's got a few more screws tightened than Rasip. Rasip's genuinely unhinged, and I find him terrifying.
Yeah, he's absolutely insane.
This is he's completely now this is obviously our guest character who'd been joining us, Rasip, played by Andrew for the last couple of sessions. He finished his little character arc last session, having achieved his goal of reuniting with his ring, so Andrew is not joining us tonight, but don't fret, we're going to have a bit of a break from Rasip, and then he may come rejoin us in the future. I feel like we had enough sessions with Rasip's shenanigans. We just need a bit of time to recover and to have some plot. Yeah.
I've held my breath for the last 2 months.
Every time you see Rasip, you're like genuinely afraid of what might happen. So Andrew will be rejoining us again in the future as Rasip, but with his ring now back firmly on his finger and his sorcerer levels returned, Rasip is off to go do his own shenanigans, which we will find out when he returns. Although
so Tithla, I think you understand what it's like for all of us now, thinking what is going to come out of this person's mouth.
I have no idea what you could possibly mean. Tithla is a delight and just a pleasure to be around, and very consistent, I think, with her messaging and actions.
Honestly, Tithla still has more screws tightened than Rasip.
See, we've still got some we can undo.
Bit chaotic, but firmly chaotic good versus straight ring-based evil.
Yeah.
After last
He's
session,
tiny Sauron.
He's
After
Gollum.
last
He's
session,
just
though-
Gollum but cultured, if you think about it.
Wasn't that cultured?
Yeah.
Right.
It's compared to
Equally
Gollum.
short.
But, no, after last session, though, Tithla might have a few screws like loose.
Yeah.
Now. We'll find out.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, Saturday morning, I did a 2-hour stream of Tears of the Kingdom instead of our usual multiplayer game, because now that we've finished Grounded, we are still figuring out, the stream team, still figuring out what multiplayer game we want to play. We're still tossing up some options. A lot of people have recommended Small Land. Looks interesting. We will take a look. And the good thing about that one is we can have lots more people play, not just 4 people total. So I'll keep you posted. But Tears of the Kingdom is rapidly becoming one of my favorite games of all time. That 2-hour session, I just explored the gloom and unlocked light roots. I absolutely love the Underdark in Tears of the Kingdom, the depths. I think is amazing. It is terrifying. It's just incredible. And I constantly find things that surprise me and that challenge me. And now that I've got a bit more battery power to start making lots of the Zonai constructs and devices, oh my goodness, it just opens up the world in ways that you can't even imagine. Having access to all the Zonai constructs and devices and using them frequently just solves problems in so many inventive ways. So really enjoying Tears of the Kingdom. That playthrough is live on YouTube. There'll be a card appearing in the video right now to go check that out. I'll be putting up every episode that I've recorded. Every stream that I do will all be up there. And I will be getting back onto the main plot very shortly. I did all the Dragon Tears and unlocked all the memories, which was incredible. I'm not going to spoil that for anybody, but it is thoroughly worth doing, and it's not that hard.
Don't even know what a Dragon Tier is yet.
So you know the geoglyphs, the massive
I haven't found the
patterns?
person who gives me the quest for that yet. I've been going to the stables. That was my last thing I was doing.
Yeah, just go to the first geoglyph that's closest to you.
Right, you find out the Jew.
In Hyrule Fields, just go straight to it.
I've seen them and just not gone and done them.
I thoroughly recommend it, and it's kind of like the memories in Breath of the Wild. It gives context to what you're doing in a way that, it's amazing. I don't want to spoil anything. Definitely go check it out. If you're playing Tears of the Kingdom and you've done the Dragon Tier memories, you know what I'm talking about. I got goosebumps with that final memory that you unlock. Like, genuinely did not see that coming. That was amazing. But tonight, we're playing Curse of Strahd. So I will do our recap, get us back into the zone, and then we will begin the session. The newest team of the Tempest Adventuring Guild have found themselves lost in the dangerous realm of Barovia. Trapped by strange magics, the group have now travelled westward, away from the sinister castle which reportedly houses the immortal ruler of these lands. Successfully arriving in the town of Vallaki, the group have now been drawn into an investigation to locate the missing bones of a saint, said to confer protection to the town. Along the way, the group have also teamed up with a gnome sorcerer, Rasip, who is also searching for a lost item. Their paths seem to lead in the same direction, the Wachter family, who have much to gain from the acquisition of both bones and enchanted ring. Previously, the group arrived at the Wachter Manor, having been invited by the Lady Fiona Wachter to meet and discuss the future of Vallaki. While Lady Wachter revealed her ambitions to take leadership of the town off the current burgomaster Vargas Valakovich, Rasip took this opportunity to excuse himself to the bathroom, having spied his ring on Lady Wachter's hands. Taking advantage of a distracted guard, Rasip returned to the room invisible and launched a surprise attack on the startled lady, resulting in all-out chaos, with some of the party initially unwilling to attack Lady Wachter, some of them healing Lady Wachter, while the others watched as she responded to Rasip's attack by taking him basically out. With Rasip dropping down to 0 hit points pretty quickly, Tithla rushed in to help him, resulting in the Lady Wachter turning on Tithla as well, which finally polarized the party and resulted in a massive series of attacks against the aggressor. The damage took its toll, her lifeless body dropping to the ground, before suddenly rising slowly and a voice emanating from inside. "It seems you have dealt with one of my servants. You should be careful who you anger in this land." After a brief conversation with the voice that was controlling the corpse of Lady Wachter, violence broke out again, with Jonor mentioning a certain painting the group had seen in the Durst Manor, then choosing to lie about where he'd seen it. After an extremely tense series of exchanges, the corpse was finally destroyed, freeing the trapped ghost of Lady Wachter from within, but not before Rasip was knocked down yet again, and Tithla driven briefly mad. While Grinner explored upstairs and took out the sons of Lady Wachter, Theodore tracked the scent of the bones to the upstairs study. With Rasip reunited with his ring and strangely empowered, he tossed up wiping out the Wachter family slate clean, or then deciding to take his leave to hunt down the real thief, a Vistani called the Finder. We jump back in, with the rest of the party crowded around the room of a young lady, seemingly not quite well, acting almost like a cat, while her one remaining brother, Nikolai, cradles her in his arms. And that is where we left off last session. We jump back in, Nikolai having been knocked down to 1 hit point by Grinner. The other brother, Carl, his corpse still bleeding out slowly at the bottom of the stairs. Nikolai unsure of his brother's fate and only having just been informed of his mother's demise as well. It's almost like kneels standing, half kneeling, half standing in front of his sister who's cradled up on the bed, protectively, interposing himself between you and his sister. At this point, she's still acting very cat-like, refusing to stand up, staying on all fours, and occasionally looking around her brother and hissing, trying to sort of like bare her teeth at you, while Nikolai tries to sort of calm down the situation, having just observed Rasip genuinely tossing up whether or not to fireball the room out loud. And the only thing preventing it being the Beornling form of Theodore in his wild shape, protectively standing in the way. We jump back in with all of you. Oh, and there is one more thing. From the study to the north, the faint smell of smoke has begun to emanate through the corridors. We jump back in. As you are all standing sort of clustered around the room looking in, Grinner taking a bit of a back stand now that he no longer is needed to punch people in the face. Looking in, the brother Nikolai, again standing quite protectively in front of his sister. That gnome, he's crazy. What the hell are you doing with him? He was not invited by my mother. She said she was inviting the strangers to town. He was not on the list, I'm sure.
I'm going to de-wild shape at that point.
Where bear? Where wolf? You're animal kin. You're a lichen. As he points at you.
I am not cursed. It is a voluntary transformation. Do not fret. I'm not one of the evil wolves around.
But you change form. And he pulls out of his pocket a silver dagger and holds it out, almost a little bit defensively, rather than using it as a blade, using it almost as just a guard in front of him. And when I say silver dagger, I mean it's like a small paper knife made of silver.
I reach out and just like prick my finger on it just to show that I'm not afraid of the silver.
He almost seems surprised with you approaching and then touching your finger. And as he looks down at the blood, you're not a lichen?
No, see, this is what I tried to tell you. Where I am from, this is quite common. But your house is on fire, so we should probably get you to safety before you and your cat girl sister die.
What do you mean my house is on fire?
Maybe
he begins sniffing the air.
Your mother, when she was attacking us, she cast fire spells and it set fire to the house. So it's entirely not our fault.
Could you make me a deception check, please, Theodore? Because you actually don't know how the fire started. So that's just a flat out lie.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a flat out lie regardless.
You're just lying.
It was always going to be a lie.
Yeah.
Oh,
17, not bad. He sort of like pauses and goes, I didn't know my mother knew any fire magic. Yes, you're right. He turns towards his sister, Stella, you need to come with me. She and pushes back up against the bed, trying to like claw her way underneath the covers. Stella, smell the air, Stella. It smells like smoke. We need to get out of here. It's not safe. I need to take you outside, okay? Stella, the young girl, as I described before, black hair but ragged and unkempt, her clothing half torn and partly soiled, sniffs the air a little bit and then glances around trying to look past the bulk of you. It's at this point, those of you who are standing towards the edge of the doorway, so that's Jonor, Grinner, and Luther. because you guys are in the other room around the hallway area. It's actually no, sorry, it's just Grinner and Luther. Jonor and Theodore in the other room. Grinner and Luther smell the smoke starting to gather around the bookshelf as Grinner sort of leans over and looks, goes, "Oh yeah, I reckon that's pretty much done now. I've probably set this place on fire. Do you want me to scatter some of the books, see if we can get it going down a bit quicker?"
Is there still like cats in this room?
There are a few, but the cats are now starting to look a bit more distressed. A couple of them making their way to the landing and looking back, not really pleased by the concept of fire.
I'm not sure. Like you said, the cats are a bit weird, but I'm going to start opening the windows in that room at least to give them some outlets. Like,
as soon as you open the windows, a bunch of the cats run towards the window and begin exiting the interior of the house quite rapidly. Grinner sort of watches the cats go and goes, "Oh, I hope those cats aren't sort of like evil entities off to go tell their master that we've been like setting this place on fire."
Well, I guess we don't really have that luxury right now. We need to make tracks.
So what is it? You're happy for me to burn this place down, then, Luther? Happy for me to just sort of burn this whole fucking place down?
Look, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't, but I feel from the get-go we saw this house, I felt almost like an evil that stirred in here. It felt unclean, so burning this place down is, I guess, it will be almost like purging it, I suppose. Yeah, it's just the thing I had from the get-go. I saw this place and had a look. I just felt this unease. So
yeah,
at least get everything living out, and yeah.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I definitely didn't just want to burn this fucking place down because of what that dumb bitch said downstairs.
Just
Jonor runs up and gets to the edge of the doorway. I imagine he walks in, and is there a range of books? What type of books are there? Are they anything
really.
like
That's a good point.
in arcana nature? He's trying to judge, do I care about these books?
Do you want to do perception investigation? Either one, your choice.
Can I give him advantage because I'm literally there and I can start
100%.
like helping him rummage through it?
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely give him help.
Guess I say, Luther, is there anything I'm going to care about in here? Can we have a quick look?
Well, I've actually known Jonor for a while too, so that actually makes more sense.
You
I'll
would know
start
roughly
running
what.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Jonor, you can roll that with advantage. 15 was the first roll. Releasing the cats like Scooby-Doo, accidentally releasing a bunch of evil spirits.
It was meant to be.
Oh, Raggy.
Same thing.
I'm a rapper mouse. That's not a good thing, Scoop. 15. Flat 15 both times. 15 is the roll you get, Jonor.
Yeah.
Jonor, the books in this library do indeed seem to be covering a wide range of topics. A number of them look to be journals, and without going through the journals in detail, it's going to be very hard to know what the content of them is. It looks like they seem to be journals not just of the Wachter family, but some older journals as well. There are a number of books on, I would say, like researching and understanding different types of magic. In particular, there seems to be a focus on necromantic magic.
He's already sold. I think we should try to work on these ones. And he, as he starts running over to the bookshelf as fast as he can, he sort of pulls out his hand and like goes to put his hand on top of the flame and does a prestidigitation, just try to smother it, and just is putting his hand on different books to try and simmer the flame.
That's a good question. If you used Mage Hand, could you use Mage Hand to pat out a fire? I would argue yes.
I was going to just throw the burning ones out the window, was the plan. Prestidigitation those and throw the other ones out.
Yeah, probably prestidigitation's not the spell you're looking for, because that, I don't know if, can it smother a flame? Is that one of the things it can do?
Instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, torch, or a small campfire.
Oh, small campfire, yeah, absolutely. Then you can smother a book that's on fire, 100%. Yeah, Jonor, absolutely. Prestidigitation, you just, as you concentrate, you go psh, psh, psh. With prestidigitation, you just put the fire out very quickly with very little effort, because it's only just started burning.
He walks up to the book like, oh, and it's like,
Jonor, what are you doing that for? I worked hard to light that fire. I mean, what a strange fire to just sort of split up in here. What? Who could have seen that coming?
He looks over at Grinner. We'll talk about this in a moment. You don't destroy books.
Yeah, that's
I do. Oh, you mean I'm not supposed to?
Yeah. Well, we'll work on this one in a little bit. You know, it's understanding each other. Well, let's get to the fires, and he keeps on going. Puts them all out.
Jonor, as I said, the fire is... You put the fire out very quickly and very easily using prestidigitation. It's only just started burning. Only a couple of books had begun smoldering. It was lit from a cigarette butt, so it's not... It hadn't just gone and engulfed.
Wait, so are we burning... Is he
He's
stopping
put it
the fire?
Oh, yeah.
Fire's done?
There's a whole bunch of books there. He's keen on it.
It's only just started burning, so it doesn't take Jonor very long. The fire is snuffed out very quickly.
Alright.
Yeah.
Do not worry, children. It appears my friend has some firefighting experience, and we are all safe now.
I was gonna say we should put the fire out as Nikolai gets up and kind of like glances around the corner, and then sees Luthor in the corridor and looking around, trying to see into the study. I was gonna say it didn't seem like a big fire. We could have just put it out before evacuating.
No, now it is done. So,
what are you planning to do with us, Stella and myself?
well, that all depends on how helpful you are and how evil you seem.
I will do anything to protect my sister. Anything.
Okay, yeah, but some people's anything is you'll go commit complete atrocities. Other people's anything is you'll work 3 jobs. So, where are we sitting on the evil scale?
I don't know how committing atrocities would help my sister, but if I had to kill or betray everyone in this village to heal her, I would. Of course I would. After what happened to her, of course I would.
Do you want to talk to her?
I mean, what has she done? Like, what happened to her? Before I judge you so much for saying you'll commit war crimes for your sister, what was done to her?
She was to be engaged to the son of Vargas Valakovich, the current burgomaster of this town. His son Victor is roughly about her age. My mother, she had plans on taking over control of the town, but before she thought she should do it, she decided to set up so that my sister could rule next in line. And so she tried to organize a marriage between our 2 families. My sister spent 1 week in the Valakovich household. When she went in, she was happy, she was healthy, she was joyous. My sister and my mother were very different people. You have to understand, very different people. Where my mother was cold and calculating, Stella was trusting and loving. 1 week she spent in that house. And then she was tossed back out like this. We don't know what happened to her, what they did to her, but this is what she's been like ever since, and we tried everything to heal her. And we've been unable to find a cure for what happened.
I won't lie, meeting the burgomaster, there's something definitely wrong in that house. That man is... like you said, your mother was cold and calculating. I witnessed that firsthand, but no, this burgomaster is something else as well. And to do something like that, well, that's just yeah.
Was that in the session that I was away that you met him? Did everyone meet him? Did I meet him?
So me and Rasip met him, and basically just a quick recap. He was like making everyone smile, like you know how he does his thing.
Yeah.
They only saw him really briefly, and it was as he was marching down the street with some guards, pointing at people, going, "Smiles go for miles. You're not smiling wide enough. Into the stocks with you. Whipping time." And just really batshit crazy.
Well, there's already someone in the stocks, and he wasn't smiling, so he beat the crap out of this prisoner until he smiled. Well, we did a fake.
I used minor illusion to make it look like he was smiling.
So yeah, not a.
Cool. Just wondering if I had met you guys. I'd know, but well, Nikolai, this I probably hope you will not commit atrocities. But I think we will not kill you at this point. And
well, that's reassuring. Are any of you gifted in healing? Oh, actually, Tithla, I should say, by this point, as we said last session, your madness is worn off. Probably, if you were heading inside, you'd be getting upstairs at this point.
You know what? Actually,
probably be taking some time to, like,
I will be honest.
Reconcile her Drake.
When he says healing, that would click, and I'd go, "Oh shit, Tithla, where is she? When did I last see Tithla? Was it when
She's diving
outside
out a window.
shooting at me?
When she dived out a
When
window.
she threw things at you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go into here because I'm like acting more at instinct than like thinking, and I actually go into this room that had the fire. I'm gonna go
Head
to
back
one of
into the
these
study.
windows,
Yep.
and I'm gonna slip out the window and use my like spider climb almost to get to the ground floor because I need to see where Tithla is. So if anyone sort of thinks that's strange what I'm doing, it's up to them. But
I don't think
Right
anyone
now-
can see you as you head into the study, then around towards the left-hand side. The wall actually kind of hides you from view, and as you spider climb out the window, there's no one there to witness you do this.
all right, cool. But then everyone might click a little bit like, how did he do that so easily? But whatever. I look for Tithla because
Yeah, do you want to roll a perception or investigation check and see how easily you can find Tithla?
Because I
Tithla's
rolled a
still-
stealth check.
Yes. Yeah,
Got
I was about to
20.
say that. You rolled a stealth check last session to stay hidden underneath the eave of the house, and I believe that was 21 that you rolled. Oh no,
was.
it's
It was
disadvantage. 15.
Oh, was it? Okay,
15.
so yeah, I got 20.
20. Luther, Tithla, we'll come back to you two in a minute. We'll stick with
Yeah, that's
Jonor
fine.
and Theodore for the moment. Jonor and Theodore.
Have,
Nikolai watches as Luther just sort of backs out of the room and disappears, and then looks towards the two of you.
I think.
I will say this: everyone would have heard me mutter, "Oh shit,
Shit,
Tithla!"
Tithla.
And
Yeah.
Yes, this is probably more important. But look, Nikolai, I think we will try to help you and your sister. We you seem less evil than your mother.
My mother wasn't evil. I
She was
Yes, she
possessed
did-
by Lord Strahd von Zarevich. She was pretty evil.
no, she made a deal with him to fix my sister.
Her soul was shackled to him with ethereal chains that prevented her soul from escaping, so she threw demon fire at us.
He looks really confused as you say that and goes, No,
Sorry,
that's something
but-
else. I promise she wasn't like that. That's something different. That's not right. That's not her.
Well, if she was, then she got screwed over by Mr. Strahd because she ended up quite evil, and but I think she might be haunting us now. But that's a different matter.
I think what we can all do right now is work on the present, and I think there's a scenario with your sister. Have you been able to talk with her at all? Does she understand what you're saying?
Sometimes, yes, sometimes she understands, but she won't communicate back. She just seems like she's not all there anymore. Like her mind is gone.
Can I step closer and just get beside her? Is that okay? I won't do anything to her or to you. Is that,
He
fine?
looks down at himself, having coughed up a little bit of blood while talking to you at 1 hit point, and looks back. I don't think there's anything I could do to stop you, even if I wanted to. And he takes a step back. Lets you-
Remember that this guy was quite. I'll give him a healing word.
Amazing. How much will you heal him for? Let's see those dice roll. See them dice roll. 5 hit points. That's amazing. As you speak your healing word.
Well,
Bada bing, bada boom, heal. You watch as he sort of like, his eyes go wide a little bit. He's like, takes a breath in, and then the massive bruise and broken nose clicks back into place, some of the blood drying around his face as his broken jaw that Grinner had shattered kind of clicks back into place again. He goes, thank you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
it is the least we can do after my friend attacked you.
Did you just unbreak his fucking jaw, Theodore? I worked hard to break that. Grinner says from outside the corridor.
And it was an appreciated breaking at the time, but now he needs to be unbroken.
You
If the
just hear this
situation
muttering.
changes, you can re-break it.
you just hear this muttering from Grinner in the corridor, and then silence. Jonor, as you step up closer to Stella, Nikolai
I would
takes a
approach
step
very
back.
cautiously.
Yeah.
Just sort of, as you would like an animal you've never met before. Just sort of the cautious.
Do you want to make me an animal handling check? Jonor?
Can I do speak with animals?
You can do speak with animals.
Not exactly right. I can do something else.
17, animal handling. Jonor, you've read books on dealing with approaching creatures before that are frightened or scared or angry, and especially magical beasts as well. And you figured that kind of would have some level of usability here. And as you approach quite slowly, keeping your voice soft, your body quite close together, not putting your arms out wide, keeping yourself very small, as small a target as you can, getting quite low, and giving her kind of the height advantage up on top of the bed as you get down a little bit lower. You can see Stella kind of cocks her head as she looks at you, sniffs the air a little bit, and then sits back on her back legs and begins like licking at her hand again, almost like she's trying to preen a paw. A bit more relaxed around you once again.
I turn to the brother and say, is there anything you'd like me to tell her? I can pass on a message directly to her if you'd like. Not verbally, it's through our minds.
Just tell her that I love her and I'm doing everything I can to help her.
I nod and point my finger towards her and cast message and pass on that same message.
Okay, now she can respond to that message, can't she?
The target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
Oh. Jonor, you hear a whisper back.
Ooh.
Kitty scared. Bad smells. Strangers in house. Kitty scared. Help Kitty.
Rude. Still with Bates somewhat recently.
Kitty scared. Bad strangers in house. Bad smell. Kitty scared is what she says.
You think that's probably relating to the smoke, which still lingers around the roof.
Yeah.
It's not, just in case any of you were feeling particularly insulted about your body odor. Yeah. The last of the smoke is starting to leave, though. As you say that
with a bit of honesty to try and convey I'm trying to be legit.
Nikolai kind of like stares back at you, open-mouthed, and you watch as he kind of like stammers a bit, trying to find the words, and then goes, "She is still in there. I was worried that she was gone. That she was. Can you help her? Can you? Is there anything else you can do?"
No healing at this point, but I can probably work out the origins or the source of magic, the type of magic. If I have a little bit of time, it's just a start for the time being. No more promises than that for now.
I heard there's an abbey, a very gifted healer there, not too far away, the village of Kresk. There's a monastery there where people can go to be healed. I thought about taking her, but my mother forbid it for some reason. She said that we weren't to talk to anyone about the abbey or take my sister there, that the abbot couldn't help her. But she never gave a good reason why. I don't understand. From everything I've heard, it seems like the place we should have taken her first, but my mother was so convinced that only Strahd could help her. If she got him what he wanted.
Does that not seem a little bit soft to you?
I don't know. Do you question your parents in such a way if they've looked after you and protected you and done? To my mother's credit, she looked after Stella even when Stella came back to us broken. And everything my mother's done has been to help heal Stella. To keep my brother and I safe. I want to see my brother. Last I saw, he was tumbling down the stairs. I want to see him. Is he okay?
Yes, why don't you wait here, protect your sister? I will go, check on your brother, see if...
Grinner, leaning over the balustrade, goes, "Nah, mate, he's fucking dead."
He might just be unconscious, Mr. Grinner. I do a quick scoot out and run down, do a pulse check on the guy.
Oh yeah, no, he's fucking dead.
He's like,
I think his neck is like
his neck is broken.
Angle.
Yeah.
So not within healing word range.
As you head downstairs and check, his neck is broken. Unfortunately, I suggest you live. The corpse continues to lie there.
Time for weekend at Strahdi's.
Oh no, weekend at the Wachters. Hi brother, I'm feeling great.
I got got some rope. I think I got some rope.
Oh no, you're actually considering this. What is wrong with you?
No, unfortunately, Nikolai, your brother is less than living.
You watch as he sort of like goes quite pale, nods, and then turns around and hugs his sister, who like leans into him and purrs very softly.
I would like to point out that it is probably more Rasip's fault than anyone else that is still here.
He looks back up and you can see there is a hardness in his eyes. Don't worry. That gnome will get what's coming to him. He threatened to burn my sister alive in this room. I won't forget. And I will not forgive.
Good. That's a good place to direct your anger.
I think that's a good place to jump in with Luther and
Yeah.
Tithla, because probably whatever they're going to do will have resolved and they'll be hopefully back as that happens. So, Luther, with a 20, you quickly find the footprints Tithla has left behind that lead to a small hollow underneath the house, an area where it looks like wood is stored for the winter, firewood. And as you...
So
Yep.
I'm approaching very carefully because
Yeah.
last encounter I had a Tithla. I had a knife in my back
Yeah, she did throw a knife at your back.
that was thrown at me. So
Yeah.
I'm taking this.
You still
yeah,
got
I'm-
that? I'll take that back.
Yeah. It's still in there as you like reach around and go, oh yeah.
I mean, you know what? We've always been taught that if you do have anything enter your body in that way, keep it in there so that
Yes.
you don't bleed out. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, a Dhampir, I don't know how the rules work for that, but
So your heart beats a lot slower than a regular human's, which would mean your blood moves through your arteries and veins a lot slower as well. So you still have a heartbeat, but as a Dhampir, it's much, much slower.
right, yeah. I think I would have left it in there, to be honest. Like,
Great. It's still in there then.
Well, I mean, there's been so much action at the moment. I didn't
100%.
even really get time to sort of. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely will cautiously approach Tithla. And so I guess I'll have a look at Tithla now, like from sort of a safe vantage point. How's Tithla doing?
You can sort of just see her feet from where you are, and as you sort of look up a little bit more, she's curled up in the fetal position, holding her drake, just still shaking somewhat. Yeah.
So, I sort of, from a safe distance, I don't approach. Hey, Tithla, hey, little darling.
Huh?
It's all good. It's all safe. No issues here. I'm not here to hurt you.
We're okay?
You okay?
Am I okay?
Are
You okay? Oh, I'm so sorry.
As I sort of sit here, I realize I have the knife in my neck still.
Yeah.
I've seen better days.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it.
It's okay. It's all good. I sort of what I'll do is I won't approach because like I had obviously a very negative experience. I'm gonna sit sort of around the corner from where she is, not within direct eyesight, but she knows like my presence is there, and I'm gonna try to be like, so how you doing? How you feeling? You okay?
No.
So,
I'm better. Don't know what. I don't. Here, where'd you go? And she'll crawl forward a little bit, and you'll hear her stop.
you know what? I probably actually like hearing movement. I'll actually probably like sort of retreat almost a little bit into like almost like a get ready for anything stance.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So she scurries a little bit, and you hear the scurrying stop. She goes, just come on. I'm sorry to you too. Come on, we can go now. We're his friends.
Okay, so you're
And
coming out. That's great. That's
She'll
great.
Sort of, but she won't come all the way out. She'll sort of sit like on the edge there for a second and look at you.
So,
But like cozily, not like
yeah.
so fear struck.
I put my hands out to show that obviously I'm not here to hurt you at all, because obviously last time I saw you were ranting about like he's gonna kill me sort of thing. So how you feeling? You gonna come out from under there? It's safe out here, I promise.
Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah.
seen better days. You don't know the knife's in my back, I guess. I'm not showing it to you yet. I don't want you to know about that just yet.
Can I help you a little bit?
Help me?
Yeah, you're not doing well. I can heal you a little bit. I don't have much
No,
left.
that's okay, little darling. Just say that there's more pressing matters at work. Why don't you come upstairs and see the rest of the gang, eh? I'm sure Theodore would love to see you, and Jonor and Grinner and such. Why don't you come
Are
upstairs?
you sure?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
I was pretty messed up. This stuff's pretty scary.
So I guess so Tithla was aware of the state she was in and what she did?
Tithla, yeah, so not 100% cognizant of everything that happened. Part of it is still a bit of a blur, but for the most part, Tithla, you remember the main beats of what happened. You remember that fear, you remember lashing out, these shapes around you, but now that you're kind of reflecting back, you're not sure who you attacked, and as you see Luther looking a little bit hurt, you do have this memory.
I'm not showing a knife yet.
No, but you are still looking a bit hurt, Luther. Like, you took a bit of damage during that fight.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm
you have
20 out of
scratches and
44,
bruises,
so.
and yeah. And Tithla, as you sort of look at him, you remember this figure ominously lurking near a window, and you quickly throw a knife at them. And then as you focus and remember back, yeah, I mean, it could have been Luther now that you think about it, like the white hair. But he looked monstrous, these large fangs, claws reaching towards you. So you remember it as you did in the madness. Hey, I couldn't resist. You remember it as you did in the madness, but your logical mind is now reflecting back, and the more you think back, the more you start to realize, oh no, like I hurt people. I lost control. Yeah. Although I have to say, we did roll for your level of comfort with your white drake, given that you summoned it in this ice form, and you rolled very highly. I think it was like 79 or something. So you are feeling much, even though you are
comforted and like pet therapy.
But you are still feeling like with your drake there holding onto it. Yeah, you feel strong with your drake there. Like, you feel the strength inside of you, and you feel that this, this hasn't broken you.
Have we? Has anyone touched on the fact that like Tithla has a drake? I'm sure
you've
have.
seen Tithla's drake, I think, like 2 or 3 times at this point. Only very briefly, and normally it's disappeared again quite quickly. But this time,
it was just hung around.
Yeah,
That's the way it was in my head. It was just hanging out, and Tithla was always walking with her pet.
I guess I've sort of like been away a little bit because I had that time off.
Yeah.
And then like Rasip and such. So I'm gonna sort of like change the subject a little bit. Like, hey, what's this one's little name here? It's really warmed up to you. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you said there. It's funny because now he's cold. He was hot before. He was red. It was fire. He's warmed up. It's funny.
Didn't think of that way, but yeah, I guess it is a bit. Share a bit of a laugh with Tithla. But what's this one's little name?
I don't know. He hasn't told me yet.
Oh right.
Yeah. I don't think hurting it helped, but I think we're okay now.
It seems to really like it, Tithla. It seems like you guys have a connection. So I can see that you've helped each other. It seems.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed. Sometimes I feel a little bit like an odd one out. Like, I love you all. Sometimes I just feel a little different. So I got my friend here. It's pretty cool.
Just scratch it behind the ears.
I understand that. I sometimes feel different myself.
Oh no, you can't feel different. You're the same as everyone else. There's nothing different about you.
Evidently.
But like in a good way. I'm sorry, I did it again.
No offense taken at all, Tithla. Now why don't you come upstairs and see everyone else? I'm sure they'll put a smile on your face.
Did I hurt any of them?
No, I don't think so. No. Actually, I don't think she did. I think it was just me and
just
the
you.
drake.
Yeah, just you. Just a knife in the back, literally.
So I didn't lie. You didn't hurt any of them.
Yeah.
I ran over and protected her, and then she dove out a window instead of stabbing.
Yes.
Theo.
It's just unfortunate that I was in the room with Rasip. But no, you didn't hurt any of them. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. Well. Hey, Luther.
Oh, we should just let Rasip die. Then we get a cool ring of sorcery.
It was an option. That genuinely could have been how that went.
I mean, that would have been interesting.
That would have. And he was
Right.
down too. We could have just let him go.
But yes, Tithla, what do you need?
Thanks.
No problem. I'm always here for you. Here for everyone.
There's this loud bang from above, Tithla. You sort of jump a little bit, still on edge, but you're able to sort of like get your panic back under control a short moment later.
One hand constantly sort of on the Drake to, center herself.
All right, where are we going?
Let's come upstairs. Theodore's there, Jonor, Grinner, everyone.
Okay.
The Rasip, he's departed. He's onto different endeavors.
Oh, he
now.
didn't make it. I'm so sorry.
No, he's alive. He's alive.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He got his ring, so he's doing other things.
Okay, that's probably for the best. He was nuisance. He was naughty.
We already have enough of that, don't we?
Yeah, Grinner. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Grinner started a bunch of shit upstairs.
Wait, what?
What? No, that's all right. Come on upstairs.
Okay.
I probably will try my best to lead Tithla. I can't really not lead her past that
The
body.
corpse is right at the bottom of the
My
stairs.
question,
Yeah.
what way are we going in? Are we going through the room that we had to fight, or are we going in the front door?
We'll go in through the front door, I reckon. What I'll try and do is I'll try and real quick. Let's just let me get one thing real quick, and I try my best to get there first to move or even hide the corpse. I don't know how, but
So, Luther, yeah, as you rush back in through the front door, you can still see the body of the other, the spy Ernst, who is working for the Wachter family, still lying there outside, hog-tied. As he's as you rush up, at first you think he's dead, and then as you go to walk past, he looks up and goes, "You better fucking untie me right now, mister, or there's going to be trouble. What is going on in there?"
You're tied up. Like, what trouble?
What the- well, this is most interesting.
What did I miss?
Honestly, completely forgot about this one.
He tries to sort of worm his way a little bit closer to the front door, but the knots that Grinner had tied around his ankles and wrists are tight, and his body is unable to move forwards. And as he sort of rolls around, he only ends up getting himself more tangled. Lets out a big sigh and goes, "Just let me know, am I going to get paid for any of this shit, or do I need to go find employment elsewhere?"
I think you're going to be looking for employment elsewhere, my friend.
Fuck.
I hate to say it to your benefactor. Is not really around to make the payment anymore.
Can you cut me loose at least then, so that I can fuck off out of here?
Look, I'm not going to kill you. I'll tell you right now. I'm not going to let anyone kill you. But for now, Tithla, let's just bring this guy in, make him as comfortable as possible, and
I would absolutely love to. Just one thing. He's somewhat larger than I am, and I'm somewhat not strong. Could you help me
look.
lift him?
well, we'll both help.
Oh,
And as
okay.
we go to lift him up, that's when I realize I have a knife back in still my back. And even though it doesn't reflect in the HP, I actually
bend over
wince
and it digs in
sort of,
deeper.
I sort of wince and hold this point where the knife is. I think that thematically makes sense.
And then as you sort of go to pick him up, probably you at the front, Tithla at the back, and as you go to pick him up facing the other way, he looks up and goes, "Mister, I don't want to alarm you, but you have a knife sticking out your fucking back."
I'm just being reminded of that.
Oh,
Tithla,
Luther, here, turn
it
around. Let me
looks-
get it for you.
Looks a
Oh.
lot like your knife, Tithla.
Luther, turn around. Let me get it for you. He says there's a knife. Let me sort it out for you.
I can't really run from this, so I turn around to let Tithla. So in the chaos, I think the lady Wachter was.
Oh,
I think someone was able to grab one of
It's
your knives.
okay.
I'm not sure.
It's-
The chaos
it's
of the
okay.
thing was a lot.
just, it's okay. I'm
You know,
sorry.
there's a knife in my back. It's-
And then she
as
pulls
as
it
a
out.
show. Yeah, I let out a groan as it gets pulled out. I will say this: as you placed your hand on, sort of because I'll be there's a lot of fighting that's happened. Some of my clothing got teared. You probably would have made contact with some of my skin. I think being a Dhampir, I think I'd be cold to the touch.
Yeah,
Does that make
I'd argue
sense?
that. Absolutely.
So
I
Tithla,
would
yeah.
counter that by saying, at the end of the last session, I specifically said that Tithla was still very hot and flush, and that was why she got her drake to be cold. So I think
you've
she
been
would
hugging
still be
your
hot
ice drake.
and wouldn't
I will-
notice.
And you've
will
been
say
hugging
this
your ice
though.
drake this whole time too, so probably your like cold sensitivity is not
It's
quite
true.
Yeah.
finely tuned.
I
Yeah,
will
sure.
say this though, it does feel like touching a dead body. I will say that. So I'll leave that to you.
I think I was very specific about needing and touching the cold and all that, that this is your one. I
I love how invested you guys are at not revealing Luther's Dhampir nature to the point of like, my character didn't notice that.
I probably should start like showing it because I'm like
It's gonna have to become
literally
more
not
blatant
using
at
any of the
some point, right?
Dhampir like abilities.
You haven't bitten anyone yet. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's not gonna be fun because that's when the addiction comes into
All
play.
right, so
And he
Tithla
has a
puts
bit
her
of a
hand
juicy
on you
backstory.
to pull out the knife, and because she's also been studying the medicine a little bit with Dad back at the church, and she looks at it and it doesn't quite bleed as much as it should.
Yeah,
and-
the blood is very
That's the
slow.
point.
There's sort of this like very slow, almost like a dark ichor leaking very slowly from this almost like 8 centimeter wide slit in the top shoulder, top left hand portion of his shoulder blade. And as you pull the knife free, Tithla, you look at the blade itself, and the blood is this very dark reddish black color.
She'll put her hand on the wound. She won't make too much of the blood because she's got different blood and people just have different blood, right?
That's very true.
But she'll put her hand on you and look at it and then sort of look to her cold drake for a second and then look back. And then, without your permission, cast Cure Wounds at first level for 9 points.
It's fair enough. Thank you for that.
9 hit points back. As you guys are doing that, Ernst, the spy who had been working for the Wachters and had brought you here to the manor, is still tied up on the ground, looks up, trying to like crane his neck around to see, and goes, "Are you gonna cut me free, or like what's going on here?"
Look, we're definitely going to cut you free. Just give us a quick second. We'll check on our friends and such.
Why
and,
don't we just let him go? He's not going to do anything. He's weird, but did he ever lie to us?
Okay, what I'll do is I'll do a quick insight check. He did say that he was like... It sounds like he's a mercenary, so if there's no money to be had, it almost sounds like he'll just sort of move on. I guess I'll do a quick insight check, though, Owen, just to maybe get like
Yeah, absolutely.
a gauge on that.
Yep, 100%.
12, not that crash up.
12. I mean, yeah, it's hard to know what this guy's thinking at the moment. Hard to sort of read as he's tied up lying on the ground. But, I mean, your previous read of him, Luther, had been that, he'd been employed by the Wachters. If he was offered a better price for a job, he'd take it. Most likely. Yeah. How
Okay,
far
well,
you
look,
can trust
just,
him, you're not sure.
No, I don't think I can trust him too well, but I do think he's a mercenary at the end of the day. I don't think he's gonna hold a grudge. I sort of prop him up against the wall. Look, I promise I'll cut you free.
Because he's
Just
hogtied,
give me-
you kind of have to like put him on his side a bit. Like if you prop him up on
Yeah.
his legs, because he's like
Okay,
tied
yeah.
back, his arms to his legs backwards. So he's as you like prop him up, he's kind of like over his shoulder, going like, "Oh, that's really uncomfortable, mate. If you no, please not the other. No, oh, thank you."
I'll try and make him as quiet as comfortable as I can. Look,
Yeah.
look, I promise we'll let you go. I'm not going to kill you, like I said. And I'm sure what you're saying is correct. Just like I said, I'll check on my friends real quick to make sure they're all doing well, and we'll come back down and we will release you. I promise.
Who's left alive in there? Lady Wachters
From
gone.
what
That
From
seemed
what,
obvious enough.
from what I can recall, it's one of the brothers and their sister. One of the other brothers, unfortunately, had to tumble down the stairs, and unfortunately, he succumbed to his wounds. Oh yeah, that happened to Tithla. I'm not really sure how it
Did I
happened.
do that
but,
as well?
No, that was not you. That was
Okay.
definitely old Grinner. You met Grinner, I think.
That makes
He
more
jumped out the
sense.
window before.
Yeah, he's that piss pot who tied me up.
Yeah, I'll make sure he doesn't do anything to you. I promise.
He won't.
Ernst
He won't make
nods.
sure.
Just, I'm still owed about 30 gold for the last few weeks' wages. Do you mind if once you've cut me free, I just go through the house, grab some valuables, and piss off?
I think that's fair. It's you've done a service that you're not getting paid for. So by all means,
Under one condition.
Yeah.
If the kids specifically veto anything, you leave it.
Deal. Maybe I should ask the kids if they still want my services. Who's
There you
alive,
go.
Carl or Nikolai? Which brother? Stella's useless. She thinks she's a cat or something. I don't know.
Nikolai.
Nikolai. Yeah, he was always the more reasonable one. Carl was kind of the troublemaker. Nikolai was the more thoughtful one. Carl was sort of the one who dragged him into trouble. Nikolai's a bit more earnest, but a bit more gullible as well. Might see if I can convince him to keep me round, keep me out of danger for the time being. He'll keep paying me.
Well, look, that's up to you guys. That's your business, not mine. But just make sure you don't do anything nefarious.
I do
know
what I'm
that,
paid to do, mate. That's I do what I'm paid to do.
Well, just try your best to maybe steer your moral conscience somewhere else. But look, you two laugh. I'm not going to take it.
Are you going to
I
cut
would
these
shake
bonds,
your
or
hand, but you-
am I going to be waiting out here for a bit longer?
Maybe a minute or two. I would shake your hand, like I said, but you're tied up, so we'll be back. I promise.
Oh, well, when you fuckers think you're ready to let me free, I appreciate it. My hands are going to sleep and I can't feel my left leg.
Okay, look, I'll try my best to be as quick as I can, but yeah, I don't want to make any judgments without my friends. So
Fair enough.
we're a unit here, so
Mr. Ernst,
Yep.
do you realize that if you had have not asked 5 times to hurry up, we probably would have left already and maybe have come back by now?
I was hoping that you just cut me free, but sure, probably.
Oh.
all right. With that, I think let's get going. Let's make tracks. Let's see our friends.
As
So with
Luther
that-
and Tithla head
Well,
back
that's
in
what- yeah.
through the front door.
So that's the
Luther,
thing.
You're trying to rush ahead to try and deal with the
I've
body
had that whole
quickly.
interaction. I don't think I think I would have forgotten about the body because my whole thought process was go get the body, clear it before Tithla because she's in a weird state. But then we come across Ernst.
Yeah.
My mind's been shifted somewhere else. I'm not
You were
thinking
talking
it
about
now.
the dead body being at the bottom
Yeah.
of the stairs.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, I did. Okay.
You did mention
Okay,
it.
that's a good point. I'll try and rush in real quick. So,
As
all right,
you-
so let's make tracks. So Tithla, just quickly check and make sure he's more comfortable. Yeah,
I'm not.
let's,
My hands are still bound and my legs are still bound. I'm
That's
not
fine.
comfortable.
Tithla, just make him feel as comfortable as you can. And I had to rush in real quick to try and hide the body so Tithla doesn't have another nervous breakdown.
Tithla, how closely behind are you following?
Tithla is, I'm just, for the first time, going to do exactly what she was told. Because she's
Ding, ding,
scared.
ding!
She's still
Episode 24! Woo!
Nice.
Oh my goodness. It only took us a quarter of a century, but we did it!
She's gonna say, here, look into my eyes.
Yep.
Look. They're green. They're blue. They're red.
Are you casting
They're
are you casting
One's grey,
thaumaturgy to
one's not.
change the color of your eyes? Yeah, nice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's a nice carnival trick, but I am still tied up and I can't feel my knees.
They're green. They're blue.
Yeah, they are. Can you do both red eyes?
They're red.
Nah, it's more of
Tithla
a
would hear,
crimson if I'm being honest.
as they're having this conversation, they would probably
Yeah.
hear some like faint
Thumps.
thumps and bumps.
Yeah. As you then, as Tithla then looks up hearing these thumps, you look in and you see this long trail of blood leading from the bottom of the stair landing into another room, and Luther quickly closing the door behind him, being like,
I can't do nothing about the blood.
what about your sippy straw?
Oh, please.
Just
So, Tithla, don't mind the,
it's a bit slippery there, Tithla. Watch your step.
someone dropped a lot of
Red paint.
seems to be some kind of like a cranberry juice or something. Someone was really thirsty, I think. Cranberry juice, yeah. Don't mind that.
Are you okay?
Don't mind the consistency
Are you looking
that's
at the
so
blood
thick.
and thinking it looks delicious to drink? Are you unwell?
There's probably a part of me that like a bit more damage.
Yeah.
Start probably looking at it with a bit of like lust. But
When was the
well, not
last
lust,
time
but-
you had a cap rat son or a rat priest
so
son?
it was definitely the
For those of you
night
just
before.
joining us, a rat priest son is when Luther drinks a rat. He just has a sippy straw, and so he pierces it through the rat's jugular
Yeah.
and sips it dry. This is
Pretty
a
much a
thing
metal.
he actually came
it's
up
a
with
metal,
himself.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
so we
metal
call it
straw
rat
with
priest
a
son.
edged,
Family joke.
yeah,
Yeah.
sharp Yeah.
I had a realization. It reminds me of a Doctor Who episode. There's a Doctor Who episode with David Tennant where I think it's like the earlier one, the very first one with Martha, where he's on the moon, and there's a creature called a plasmavore that drinks blood, and that's literally how this old woman drinks blood. 'Cause she looks like an old woman. She has a straw, and she like jabs it into people's necks and then drinks the blood through it. Genuinely hilarious.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I think it's I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's like the very first one with like Martha and David Tennant. It's great. Yeah.
So but no, I had a drink the night before.
You did.
That's just
So
rat. Nothing on nice.
not the good shit.
That's premium blood.
Yeah, it's been a long while since you sipped on the long pig.
No, it has been a long time.
And he did bleed like a stuck pig, so there is quite a bit of blood there.
Look, it's definitely up to
It
Owen.
can go to waste. It's just like
It's just
he died of natural stair-based causes.
Yeah, no, Luther, you're not starving, you're not blood crazed, you
Look,
are very well within control. So it's up to you.
Yeah, if I was
We're
like
just
maybe
teasing.
like 5 HP or something,
Yeah.
I think then I would be looking at it a bit differently.
Yeah, no, we're just teasing you.
No problem. All right, I try and lead Tithla past the blood-soaked.
I do love
hallway.
Tithlas. Why do you think blood is cranberry juice? Are you okay? I did enjoy that quite a bit, Jacob. That was fun. Yeah, Tithla, you've hunted animals, you've bled animals dry to prepare the meat. You know blood.
I wouldn't
will
worry
see
about
it.
blood.
You're not an idiot.
All right. I'm just yeah, Tithla.
Hey, Luther, thank you. Thank you for trying to look after me. I appreciate it.
No problem, little darling. So let's see our friends, eh?
As you
Which one?
guys walk up the stairs, you see Grinner at the top of the stairs, looking a bit sheepish and a bit confused. Oi, Luther, why'd you chuck that body up in the... Oh, hey, Tithla, you okay?
Fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm all good. Wait,
Oh, that's
wait,
good.
what body? Oh,
I
the one
don't-
that fell down the stairs.
Yeah, he sort of went to punch me, so I took a left step, and he just
I'm
went...
sort of sitting there just staring
tumbling down
daggers
the
at like
stairs.
Grinner just to shut up.
It's too soon to make jokes about daggers, okay? It's a bit raw.
Obviously,
To be
he
to
didn't
the
say that out
point.
loud, so there was no jokes about daggers, so it doesn't make any sense for you to say that out loud. So we'll just enjoy that joke outside of the game. Oh, they're talking to that crazy cat person in there who thinks she's a kitty, and then the brother who I punched in the face.
So perfect. Well, let's reconnect with everyone and
You don't have to talk to
we've got,
animals, do you, Tithla? Jonor's been trying to do some sort of mental magic with her and try and like mental connect with her, but I don't know how well that went. He sort of said some garbage about Kitty being scared, and I just sort of switched off, I'll be honest.
Am I good with animals?
No, I was sort of thinking, can you talk to them? Oh, you got a little
I can
dragon.
talk to
You got
them.
you got a pet. Do you reckon your little cat lady will be scared of your pet, or do you reckon they'll be friends?
I'm not really sure what you're saying. I know the words and I've heard them before, but I don't know what that combination of those words means.
Look, I'm pretty fucking hurt, Tithla. I don't need to be mocked right now. And as you look at him, Tithla, you can see Grinner it's like he's not looking very healthy. I think total damage. I think Grinner is on.
Grinner, I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm confused.
I'm just look. So one of these fuckers punched me in the face. All right, so I returned a favor, and then I dropped my stuff, and then
That's
I
fine.
sort of took a few hits. I'm not looking very healthy. I'll be honest. I'm not feeling great. I am. She's really hurt actually. Jesus Christ! I've just pulled over his hit points.
What got
I'm
you?
really not feeling well.
Is anyone else more severely hurt, or
I think
Can
Jonor
I
took a
help?
bit.
Grinner with my last bit of help,
I'm okay.
my last bit of energy?
It's up to you.
Grinner.
It's up to you. Grinner's looking pretty hurt, but if you go to
Trying
off,
to
he's like, no,
crowdsource
look,
there.
I'm all right. I'll shake it off, Tithla. Save that for if you need it. You look like you took a bit of a hit. You know, seeing that lady ghost come out of that inside of the corpse and things like that with chains.
Okay.
That was pretty spooky.
Less descriptive, thank you. Let's just. a
I'm
little
still
bit more
staring
general.
daggers at Grinner, like
Yeah.
I'm like almost like saying, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, relax.
He finally gets the hint and goes silent.
So, hey, Grinner, you know your friend is downstairs, the one that you tied up. Why don't you go check on him, make sure he's doing all right? Don't hurt him though.
Oh, I was gonna go break his neck later. You don't think
No,
I
no,
should-
no. But I think he's fine. Actually, you know what? Maybe stay here. I think that's a better call.
Yeah.
More merry up here, right? Just realized that I made a grave mistake.
As Tithla and Luther then come around the corner, we catch up to exactly that point in the conversation
Perfect.
where Theodore and Jonor were. As you step into the room, the two of you, Tithla, it's your first time seeing Stella. As I described before to the other guys, long black hair, but tangled and messy. Her clothes torn and partly soiled, and acting, very cat-like. She's, at this point, having just spoken with Jonor, her brother's like holding her tight, having just threatened Rasip's life, and clutching onto her. And you can see that she's sort of like nuzzling in and kind of like sniffing at his neck a little bit and at his hair. And then as he sort of lets go, she steps back, crouching on her hind legs and then playing with a little bundle of lint, batting it between her two front I almost said two front paws, batting it between her two hands as if they are cat's paws.
Yeah, I'd like to give the old speak with animals a go.
Absolutely,
Just to see if maybe there is some kind of animal spirit in there that will actually communicate back with that, or if she's just a real damaged person.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea.
Or just watch so much anime, she's gone completely cat girl.
She's a Neko. What are they called? Neko.
Neko-chan. Meow, meow.
Neko-chan. Thank you.
Meow, meow.
What was it? Sorry.
Meow, meow.
Well, sorry. One more time.
No, I'm not becoming a soundbite for you.
Too late. It's clipped.
I'm
going to auto-tune it and make a song out of it. I
can cast speak with animals at will since I became part of the bear.
You just cast speak with animals. Around you can now start to hear the two remaining cats on the top landing discussing the smell of smoke and the lack of food, and how boring it is between each other. This very like smells smoky. Cooking bad? And the other cat kind of looks over and goes, smells dry. Food?
Slaves
dinner?
have burned for dinner again.
Yeah, actually, I quite like that idea. I'm gonna change that to, our slaves have burned our dinner again. What about that not cat? It spelled wrong. Not like burning though, more like nasty, bitey burning smell. As they talk to and from each other. But as you turn towards Stella, and she sort of cocks her head, just sounds like a person making the noise of a cat.
Alright, I'll end my speak with animals and relay that to Jonor. Like, well, I do not think she is actually an animal or possessed by an animal. I think she is a very damaged young woman.
I mean, I got the base of words, and you didn't get any animal, so sounds about right. These cats running around? Why are there so many cats?
Yeah, it's my mother. She had all these cats. I'm not sure what. My sister loved cats before this happened. She really loved cats, and we had a cat that we'd rescued and a cat that my father had bought her. And then they had lots of kittens, and then we just ended up with a shitload of cats that we didn't really know what to do with.
Did your sister say that she, wanted to be a cat? Is that has she loved cats all her life?
Maybe as a kid, she might. I think we play games where she pretended to be a cat sometimes, and then we we play games with that, but not since she was 8. Yeah, not for years.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
She wasn't one of those kids at school. No. She doesn't say that.
I suspect
there's always one or two of them. You know who we're talking about.
Yeah. Meow.
That was Haz at our school. Oh, amazing. And then people are going to believe that now. That's my favorite thing from this, is that there are going to be some people who listen and goes, do you know what? I see it. That meow meow. That's 100%. You only get that from years of experience being in the kitchen.
Stella, Nikolai, I think this may be beyond our skill to heal. I assume you've taken her to see a regular healer?
Yeah, we've had some come to the property. Mother organized a few traveling healers. But
Yep.
she refused to take her to the Abbey at Kresk. I think that's where I'm going to try and take her next.
Well, if you like, we could help you take her there. We have a little more business to attend to in the city, but when we are done, we could help you get there. It's the least we could do after what we've...
And well, not to mention, sorry to cut in, Theodore, but we ourselves probably have a business there as well.
We do.
Our friend is quite injured.
Yes, she is. And was Kresk also where that Vistani told us to go nick a box for a free passage home?
Yes, it is.
Kresk it is. Yes, we have plenty to do in Kresk, so we would be happy to escort you there.
I mean, are there any guards left alive? Did the gnome kill anyone else?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he killed pretty much everyone.
We do have someone downstairs tied up. He
Ernst, is he damaged?
That's
Is
the
he
one.
hurt?
He is. He's alive. I think he's quite unhurt actually.
He worked for my mother as a spy, and he would gather information for her. I don't know how good he is actually as protection if we were going to have him guide us anywhere, but the guards at the front gate, and we've got more in the chapter house, are they okay? What happened to them?
Look, I think they are okay, but completely honest with you, we are probably better protection than the guards, but understand if you're not comfortable and would like to go ashore on people.
I mean, look, if that's what you want, I don't think any of them got caught in the crossfire. So
we'll be going that way anyway, so we're happy to take you.
I'll need to have a think about it. I'm not sure. I know you said that it was mostly the gnome, and he seemed to confirm that it was he who attacked my mother, but...
he knows that it was me who protected you from the gnome side.
I know. I just... Who was that fucker? Why was he here? What was he doing here?
Look, we don't know. He said he wanted to help us, so he tagged along. We didn't think he was quite so evil, and then he just attacked your mother out of the blue. Claimed she had stolen his ring, and
I know about the ring. She was quite proud of it. Said that it contained some magic. She bought it at Gunther's about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. But
the gnome claimed it was his, and he tried to kill her for it. My friend here tried to save your mother, but unfortunately the gnome was too powerful.
Could you roll me a persuasion check, please, Theodore? That is the truth, what you've just said, so that's going to help you out.
Yes, let's blame it all on the gnome.
All on the pip.
It's not a bad idea.
Look, I might inspo that one. I know it's not a great use, but I really don't want... I want to help these people.
Okay, so
feel
12,
bad,
but you're going to
fair
use your
enough.
inspiration to re-roll. Absolutely.
Watch this be less than 12.
Nah, I got a good feeling. Oh no.
Oh wow.
It's a 9. We'll take the 12.
Yeah.
Nothing below 10.
He nods slowly. I believe you. I do. That gnome seemed batshit crazy. I'm not sure. Look, if it turns out that we're planning to leave for Kresk at the same time you are, then sure, I would appreciate having some extra people on the road. The roads between the towns can be dangerous, and now that my mother is dead, I don't know what protection my family will be offered by Strahd. The deal that she made, I'm not sure of the terms, I don't know what it entails, but if she didn't deliver on her side of the deal, then my sister and I might be in even more danger.
Nikolai,
Until we can fulfill the bargain.
you go, Tom.
This deal, is this all a verbal contract, or is it more written down on parchment?
I don't know. I have no idea. She just said that she'd made arrangements, that she'd had to make a deal with Strahd to help my sister, but it was the only way to help her. And that
For the sake of...
You go, please.
For the sake of understanding what is actually on the line here, I'm trying to understand that deal would be of utmost importance for, well, your family, for yourself and her. Could we try to have a look through some documents to understand what this deal could have been?
I can't argue with that logic. Of course, please.
And if I may offer some advice, if
Yes.
Mr. Strahd comes and offers you a deal, even if he claims he can fix your sister, given what has happened here with your mother, I would caution you against trusting him. He appears to be singularly evil. He asked us to burn down the church and murder people in exchange for just getting to go home, so I think he's not a nice guy. And I don't think he will actually end up ever helping your sister.
Noted.
I think the healers and Kresk is probably your best bet.
Okay. Noted, thank you. That's good to know.
He seems worse than the gnome, to be honest.
Fuck.
Not much more, but
Not by a whole lot, but definitely a margin there.
It's a small scale. Well, it has to be.
Can you take me? Can you take me to your mother's study or lodge or somewhere
it's
where
just
she'd keep it?
The next room, of course. Yes. He turns around towards his sister. Stella, you'll stay here, okay? Stay. She sort of cocks her head, and as he goes to walk, she kind of follows him a bit as he heels. He turns around and points at the bed and goes, "No, Stella, stay." She then climbs up on the bed, curls up into a circle position, rests her head on her hands, and looks out at him with these very big green eyes as he sort of sighs, and then walks out the door and leads you, Jonor, back into the study. He walks past two of the cats on the landing, past Grinner. Grinner takes a step back and he kind of like shies away from Grinner a little bit, and then guides you through into the study.
Once they leave,
yeah,
I would like to try and just cast cure wounds on her head, and just see if there is perhaps something physiological that is going on here that,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm suspecting it's, trauma and mental related, but just on the off chance that old mate Burgomaster was beating her to the point that it caused some kind of screw
brain
loose
damage, or yeah, absolutely. Do you want to roll for your cure wounds? Cure wounds. 11. As you reach forward, she kind of a little bit as you get close. You pull your hand back, much slower now, reach forward. And as you cast the magic, she kind of purrs a little bit as the warm magic washes over her, and then looks up, looks into your eyes, sniffs your hand, licks it, and then goes back into that same curled up position.
Figured that'd be the case, but thought it was worth a try.
Absolutely worth a try. No, absolutely worth a try. That was good
I'll
thinking.
then leave her to it and head out with them.
Alrighty. At this point, then, the only people left in the room are Tithla and Luther.
I do have a thing I want to ask. I was thinking about it just then because I remember doing an insight check around or just a perception check around the house, and my notes say a sense of disgust, a very weird feeling, the building is in grief, mourning what has become.
Yeah.
Now that I've been in the house longer and had some events happen, would I sort of ascertain that it points towards Strahd's influence on the house? Because having Strahd pop into the corpse, that's what I'm sort of thinking.
Yeah, good question. As you try and reflect on it, I mean, there's so much here that you and your character doesn't know. I mean, for a start, the voice claimed to be Strahd, but I mean...
That's a good point.
You never saw anyone else apart from the Lady Wacht's corpse, and then these chains wrapping around the ghost, holding it into the body. So once the corpse dropped and the spirit tried to leave, that's when the chains activated and turned her into this undead monstrosity. You have never seen anything like that before. And then that's when the voice spoke out, "You should be careful of the enemies you'll make in these lands." I mean, you haven't actually heard Strahd's voice before, and it never referred to itself as... Well, no, actually, no, sorry, it did say, I am the ruler of these lands, but you're kind of... I think it did once refer to itself as Strahd, but you're kind of trusting it on that. You have no idea what magic was used to do that. If there's magic that can possess a corpse, then there's definitely magic that can possess a house. Possibly the reason the house looks so odd and has this weird feeling about it is because of that. But I'll note, Luther, that as you concentrate and look around and re-examine, with the Lady Wacht now dead, that sense of unease does seem to have lightened somewhat. The house now just looks decrepit. There's not this sinister feeling to it anymore. Something's changed with the death of Lady Wachter. You're not 100% sure what.
That's good. That's great news actually, because like I said, like when I was talking to Grinner before, I was like very keen to burn down the house because of this feeling. But if it's subsided, I guess while everyone else is sort of going around doing their things, I think Luther would do like almost like a quick prayer to Lysander, goddess of the sun, to almost like bless the house.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the feeling's gone, but I feel like I sort of would. Yeah, I'd probably even grab some incense and
give the bones.
So I don't know who took the bones. I think maybe I.
It was you.
I think
Luther,
Luther,
you took the sack of the bones. Yeah.
I 100% would have taken the bones. I would have kept them ceremoniously, like sort of folded in my bag. So they're with me, but I definitely would do almost like a cleansing of the house. Even though like, it sort of has subsided, I sort of want to, sort of make sure that nothing lingers.
Sounds like
that's what I'll be doing.
Do you want to make me a Arcana check or religion check? Your choice.
They're both +1.
Then one of those.
It's a 12, so
12.
It's not too bad.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Alrighty. While that's going on, is anyone else doing anything else? Jonor's looking through the study. Do you want to roll an investigation check, please, Jonor?
Absolutely.
Oh, natural
He's
1.
done the worst job.
Oh, mate. Natural 1 for a total of 8. Jonor.
Do you have any portent rolls left?
Oh yeah, do you have any portent rolls? You would do.
Not for this.
Damn.
No.
Oh, actually, this is actually really
It can't be worse. Yeah.
I had a mid-range one.
Yeah.
I had a mid-range
+7,
one.
so
I've lost what I had. I thought I had a mid-range and like a 2 or a 3.
I think I might have them written down. Let me have a quick look.
I mean, look, like
I've got them here. I've got them here. It was a 3 and a 4.
Oof.
Mid-range.
But it's still better. No. But a 4 + 7.
It is better.
That's 11.
Better.
That's
It's
still
11.
better. It's better than a natural.
Yeah, we'll sink a 4 on it.
Sink a 4 on it.
But you don't have an inspo to blow?
I used it.
Used last.
You already
that's
used it.
right.
At least it's not a nat 1, so it's already
It's no
better.
longer
I
like
don't
that
burn
one.
the books.
At first, Jonor, you're just overwhelmed by the sheer amount of paper in this room. As you pull open the study, the Lady Wachter's filing system is unlike anything you've ever seen before. To your eyes, it's
There's
just
another
fucking chaos.
Dewey Decimal System at all.
There's no Dewey Decimal System here. It is frustrating. It is chaotic. But as you sort of close your eyes, focus, take a big breath, and then look at it with fresh eyes, that's your portent roll coming in, you suddenly find your attention drawn to a stack of papers on the desk. And as you begin rifling through them, you can see that a lot of them look to be contracts of some sort that the Lady Wachter had made, mostly business contracts, and then right at the bottom underneath, a marriage contract signed by her and Vargas Valakovich, Burgomaster of Valaki. And as you read through the terms of the marriage contract very briefly, you see that it related to the promised marriage between Stella Wachter and Victor Valakovich, and that they were to be wed after a year of engagement. There were a number of social functions contracted to be for them to appear together. They would stay with the Wachter family for 2 years following their engagement before inheriting the Burgomaster's own house within the city. The Burgomaster would then give up his title of mayor and Burgomaster to his son and Stella.
Well, so I imagine Nicola, that's his name, right? Nikolai, he would have been there with me. So as we're going through, I would read it out and he would overhear that.
Yeah, he nods. That's the marriage contract between Stella and Victor. I don't... Victor's always been a bit of a strange boy. A bit odd. You don't really see very much of him. He mostly stays shut up inside the manor.
Do you see him during the day at all? Or is he more of a night creature?
I you don't really see much of him at all. When we were younger, when we were kids, we weren't really allowed to play very much with the Vargoviches. Vargo's sons, the Valakoviches. They were... My mum saw them as troublesome. And Victor is a bit of an odd kid. So in the few times my brother and I sort of found him, I'm not proud of this, but we would bully him a bit, and tease him and look around a bit, as young boys do, right? Like, that's just how young boys are. But I haven't seen him in a number of years, and not outside of like official functions where he always sort of sits brooding in the corner, really wanting to take part. He could do magic though. I've seen him use magic a few times.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, I look for anything else of note written down amongst those papers.
That's all you find of interest, Jonor, as you rifle through the papers with a total of 11. That's the most interesting document you find. The rest of it all seems to be business contracts and various reports from Ernst about goings-on. A lot of it you just do not give a shit about. Like, who cares how many goats were sold at market this month? Like, you couldn't care less about most of the reports that seem to be there.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Luther, there's meant to be a marriage between... Well, I would have shared this with everyone, but then said specifically to Luther. There's meant to be a marriage between the son of the Burgomaster, so that must mean that both families are in, cooperation. So maybe the son is someone would be worth investigating as well while we're here. They're in collusion to some degree for sure.
It's no, I definitely think we should at least have a bit of a look at that family before we head off. That father, like I said, in that street, Rasip, he gave me the creeps. He really unsettled me more than anyone that we've met in this town, at least.
Pretty proud
I guess,
of that.
other than this town now, like obviously the events that just transpired, there's a lot more that's happened. But no, he was he's a weird one. I wouldn't mind investigating a little bit before we head off. But at the end of the day, Tithla still has all those injuries we need to sort out. So I guess I've got to figure out as a unit what our next steps are.
Return the bones, I think.
Yeah. Definitely, that's the first one. That is 100% the first one. But past that,
is there a reaction from Nikolai when Jonor says that?
Not that you notice, Jonor.
No,
doesn't.
Cool.
I also think this Burgomaster sounds like kind of bad news. I know it's probably not our job, but I'd feel bad leaving these people in the grips of a madman.
Yeah, so I'll definitely tell everyone what transpired. Rasip when he beat the guy in the stocks because he wasn't smiling, just so everyone has a bit more of a clear picture.
Yeah,
that's even worse because I was just going on the fact that he couldn't keep a bride safe for a week in his own house, which is usually a bad sign.
That's a good point, because I tell you about the incident in the street, but I think I was with Tithla when you guys found out about the week.
Yeah, so I feel you're on that side of things.
Yeah, so as I sort of hear that, I'm like, oh well.
Yes, the cat girl was the result of spending 1 week in the Valakovich manor.
What happened?
1 week.
Yeah.
1 week, and she was returned to us in this state, just thrown out onto the streets.
Also, she did not even bring her back to your house. They threw her out.
Bring her back to the house. They brought her and threw her out of the carriage in front of the manor, and that's when my mother decided that she needed to do something about Vargas.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of on board with. I feel bad about killing the Lady Rockton now. She actually had a pretty good plan. Are we gonna go murder this guy now anyway? after killing her because she asked us to murder him?
Look,
to you guys, I'm a fan if you are. That's pretty funny.
Luther doesn't want to obviously go murder him, but he's obviously wants to at least stop his tyranny.
Well, that was also an option she gave us, but
there's some easy ways to do that.
And yeah, there is.
You pants him in public and you lose respect of his peers.
Well, no, I remember last week someone said that Luther should run for mayor, so maybe he'll go down that route.
Remember, when in doubt, when the bourgeoisie are causing a problem, just build a guillotine. Works for the French, it'll work in fantasy.
Get everyone, viva la revolution.
Yeah,
let's go.
It's time to start a coup.
Political movement, yeah. All right, let's go.
Alrighty.
Oh, fuck. But and I'll say to everyone else. So yeah, it's I guess let's make tracks. We do have a friend downstairs who me and Tithla have decided we'll probably free him, but I thought I would put it forward to the party first before we went did something like that.
Well, I mean,
So
he's
downstairs.
I agree with let Ernst go, but he seems to be a spy for hire, right? And if we are looking to say remove a political opponent from office, perhaps he could help us. I mean, I'm sure we have to pay him, but we just found a chest with 300 gold pieces worth of goblet. We could give him the cup.
He was gonna keep working for the family, for the boy, to look after them.
He'll pay. If you pay him money, he'll do what you want. I've never seen Ernst turn down gold, ever. Rumor has it he owes someone dangerous a lot of money.
Oh.
And you also said, you guys said that you weren't even really that keen on potentially bringing him back. You said you'd rather have your guards around. You said,
if I was to take my sister to the Abbey, I don't think Ernst is going to be very helpful on the road. But I mean, I still wouldn't mind employing him to make sure that my sister and I are safe. I mean, if we can get any advance warning of any dangers, Ernst will have it. His ear is to the ground. He has many informants.
We got these 20 GP worth of cups, or the 300 GPs of goblets, or a big ruby we just found. We could pay him some of that. Get him to find.
Hang on. Oh, wait, found? As in you found that in this house?
No, different house.
Roll me a deception check. Nice try.
Oh man.
Different house?
Oh, wow.
10.
Oh, not different.
That's bad.
Can I see these just in case they're family heirlooms or something?
Oh.
Look, they were besides stolen Saint Bones. I think they're coming with us no matter what.
Okay.
Sorry, my friend. It is part.
Yeah. Let him have a look. Like, let's. Just to be fair, they've just lost their mum.
All right, I show him the cups.
I've never seen these before in my life.
So yeah, yep. Okay, good. They're coming with us. Very good.
Theo?
And Tithla's going to reach out and grab one. You said they're worth 20?
20 each.
Ish?
That's gonna pay for Ernst's last couple of weeks of pay that he hasn't earned yet.
I take that back off Tithla. No, it is not. Ernst was not getting paid for this. No, it is not.
They just lost their mum, remember?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry,
brother.
Theo. I'm sorry, Theo. We gotta give him something.
Just one.
Okay, no, Ernst was getting paid by someone who was possessed by Strahd. They still have family money. They're not poor. These were obviously stolen goods anyway. And we will pay him. We will pay them to Ernst for him to find information on the Burgermaster. Yes?
Okay, can I have it? I'll pay him.
For labor or just for getting untied? Because getting untied really doesn't entitle one to money.
I'll give it to him. We want him to do things. I'll give it to him.
Oh, all right.
I can't lie to you. I was just gonna give it to him and tell him that it was for his worked hours. I'm sorry.
I mean, like,
We don't know what as far as his worked hours were for things we just murdered someone for doing.
He just told us that they owed him 30. I'm sorry. I was just.
As you say that we just murdered, there's a pause as Nikolai looks over and goes, I thought you said the gnome killed my mum.
Well, yeah, but we were there. It's kind of hard to escape guilt when you're nearby. If we didn't do much to stop it, I mean, we tried our best, but he was too powerful, and
I don't think I was there at all.
No,
I'm definitely going to need a deception check from both the people who just spoke. Theodore and Tithla.
Tithla doesn't think she was there at all. She ran away.
True, Tithla did run away. That's fair. Tithla, that's
and
fair.
Luther is not saying a single
19
word.
Theodore. He sort of nods and goes, I understand.
Well, let's get out of this house now.
Yes. I just give me a moment to settle my sister. Nikolai.
You're welcome to stay here, Nikolai.
Oh. Okay.
Or if you want to come with, you can. By the thought,
I was going to go check on the guards just at the front of the house.
Well, yeah, okay, well, you can.
Prick.
As he says that, you hear this commotion and shouting from downstairs,
I'm
the
not trying
sound
to
of
help
lots of booted feet on the wooden floor, and as the door bursts in, you hear the sound of someone slipping over on the blood slick at the bottom of the stairs.
Well,
And you watch
I think
as
it's,
6 guards begin charging up the stairs. Nikolai, sort of hearing this and seeing it, opens his eyes wide and goes, "Whoa, no, whoa." As the guards sort of grind to a halt, the man at the front, the one who was missing his ear, looks up and goes, You're okay? Yes, I'm okay.
Man, these
I'm
guys are
okay.
the worst guards ever. It took them like half an hour to an hour to get here.
So what happened was they were on their way up. They got a report from the town, a gnome seen flashing a ring and talking about murdering Lady Wachter. So they got sidetracked and quickly went to go and hunt down Rasip very briefly. And then when it was clear,
because Rasip actually said he murdered the person at the ring. And then...
Rasip said, "I murdered the Wachters," to the face of Gunther. And so Gunther immediately, as soon as he was going, went, "Well, I'm going to sell that information to the guards, and they will be very interested to hear." So Gunther immediately went and told them.
Oh man, I'm happy that I didn't pick lawful, like, good. I'm chaotic good, so like I vanquish evil, but like I'm happy to just not say
by
a
your
word.
own rules.
Yeah.
Whoa. These people are not responsible for the death of my mother and brother. It was a gnome. His name was Rasip.
That's what we believe. He could have been lying about that. Who knows with the character as slippery as that, man.
The guard in front goes, we were chasing up a lead. Gunther at the stockyard had seen this gnome and reported that the whole family, that all of you had been murdered. We came as quickly as we could. My lord, as he bows down before Nikolai. Nikolai sort of looks a bit confused for a moment. Please, if you could gather the body of my mother and brother, I would like to bury them in the graveyard. Apologies, my lord, but your mother's body. What about my mother's body? We haven't been able to locate it yet, sorry. You remember the last thing you saw was the body turning to dust as the spirit was released.
I'm not going to say anything about that.
Cool. He sort of looks back towards you guys in a bit of confusion and goes, where's my mother? What happened to her body?
Like I said, she was kind of possessed by Strahd, and when he left her body, it kind of disintegrated.
Oh. Perhaps it's best I deal with that. Gather my brother's body. We also found Ernst out the front. We've cut him free. Oh, what happened? He's not with you? No, he left soon after. I'm sorry, what? He left? Said he needed a drink and he'd come find you after, my lord. Very well. Please send someone to go and bring him here right now. If he wants to remain in my service, then he needs to actually be in my service. I will not be pushed around by him. Right you are, my lord.
Nikolai got spine quick.
Nikolai for mayor.
Watching your family slowly fall apart and realizing that you're probably not in the best position will do that to a man or a boy.
Yeah, Nikolai for mayor.
Yeah, let's back the Wachters.
Actually, I really don't. I don't vibe how corruptible he would be on the promise of saving his sister. So
I don't have a horse in this race, but if it was Mayor Luther,
Yes, Luther for mayor.
Luther for Mayor.
what about that Blinsky character? He seems to
Oh, dear
be
lord.
on.
And out of all the people in the town, he genuinely brings mirth. So
That Rasip one though could be good.
Rasip for
Wild
Mayor.
card. He's a wild card. He's definitely the dark horse.
Or like Rasprick, am I right? As you all, as you begin heading downstairs following the guards, they very quickly bring the body of Karl Wachter out the front, covering it with a sheet from inside and laying it out on the front porch. The body of Lady Wachter is scooped into an urn that Nikolai is able to find, almost as if like a crematory urn, and placed next to the body of the brother. As you sort of begin making your way out of the house, he turns towards you. If I need to find you again, where can I send for you to talk to you if I do decide to take you up your offer?
We are staying at the inn. The
The Blue Water Inn. Yep. There's only one in town. Yep, no problem.
Yes, we'll be there, so you can contact us. Leave a note there, and we will find it if we're not there.
Thank you. If you find any news about that gnome, you'll send it through via Ernst or direct to me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. Is that a lie, or are you telling the truth?
I haven't really decided yet.
Okay, fair. Then I won't have you roll deception. I'll have you just be ambivalent. Brilliant. As the 5 of you, 4 of you plus Grinner, begin making your way down the steps and then down through the pathway that leads to the front gate of the Wachter Manor, what would you guys like to do?
Hey guys, I think we should. We've got. I look over to Luther, and you've got what we need.
Yes,
I say a bit quieter, out of earshot, from guards and others.
I just sort of give a knowing nod. Yeah, we recovered it, so I think we returned to the church.
Yeah, that's first up.
Sounds good to me.
And then we can give us a bit of a respite. We're gonna have a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, have a think about what we do next.
The second thing could be to investigate this, the House of the Burgomaster. We can do a similar strategy as last time. Eyes and ears.
No murderous gnome this time.
Last time.
Yeah.
But no, I think we should definitely check into this. The fact that he rules with such tyranny in Mars anyway, and what he did to that poor girl. No, I definitely want to at least look into that a bit further. And then we need to help our friend here, Tithla.
Yeah, really don't vibe with someone who's had someone in their care getting that traumatized that quickly. That's not Theodore's.
Good to know where you draw the line, has.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Just about there. He's only just across it.
100% not a revel.
It's only one big toe
Like
across
if
the
that
line.
was 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, not a problem.
It was 2 weeks to get there.
Well, that's Stockholm
cool.
syndrome
3
at that
weeks?
point, so no problems there.
Yeah, look, in general, if someone's in your care, don't let them end up.
It's
as
the
a cat
camping
person.
rule.
Yeah.
Leave things
should,
better than you found it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yep.
To be
should
fair,
also,
I say as we have you in our care and you've been eaten by a oven and you can barely walk.
Yeah, but
so
we
true.
haven't got to a week yet, so...
It is too. It's not been a week, and we will fix you in that time.
I'm pretty sure I speckied off your back to get out of the way of the oven.
I remember it that way.
Yeah.
As you guys make your
I
way.
didn't say anything.
also,
As-
you should check on Irina and Ismark as well.
Oh yes, we do need to make sure they are okay. They were our last people we were helping.
Yeah, you haven't checked in on Arena and
Or
Ismark.
maybe
for a while.
Ismark for Burgomaster. He has political experience.
Look, you might have more respect here. He definitely didn't have it in the village, but
As far as I know here, he was very cool back in the village of Barovia.
maybe. Or maybe he's well known. Who knows?
Known as a weenie across the entire demi-plane.
That's funny. That's real funny.
Well, we have these bones, so some sort of recovery story would be a great political lead of I've recovered the bones from the church, so getting the people back on board.
Yeah,
These
give
bones
Ismark
might
that.
protect everything.
I guess the only thing to be careful of, we don't want to put I guess, you know what, actually, they've already sort of got a target on their back from Strahd, so this might not actually hurt that much.
I mean, are the bones common knowledge? I thought they were kind of more of a...
Well, I remember Strahd, or whoever was talking through her, was saying that they made... I think he said that they tasked them taking the bones to remove the protection from the church, so us giving the bones back means the church is a thorn in his side again. We should definitely tell the priest that.
Yeah, be careful. There could be more Stradi's coming.
Yeah, no, he's got the church is actually a target. So
yeah, but I just think as a political move, I don't think it's common knowledge amongst the people of the town that there are magic bones there.
No, not at all actually. So it's probably better to keep it a secret.
Although we could just say something along the lines of he helped restore the protection.
The sanctity or something, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's a good line.
But yeah, well, shall we get these bones back first? And
Yes.
before we start pushing him towards a new political career, we do need to find something he's interested in.
As you
So
make
what
your way
one
back
way?
through the town streets, it is late afternoon now. The whole event with Lady Wachter having taken place over the course of about an hour, which means it's sort of mid-afternoon to late afternoon.
If we're leaving, I'm gonna go and get my bow and my hand axe and all of my weapons that I threw randomly in
At
different
least you have
places
the knife that
on
you
the
threw in my
way out.
back.
So I have them.
At least you got that back.
Have you
Yeah,
tried
thanks.
checking your other friends for your other
I get
weapons,
it.
Tithla?
I
Like
get it. I
checking
got
their
it.
backs just in
Back?
case?
Oh, Theodore, you have
In
a
your
knife
back?
also in your back. I didn't know this.
Jonor, you have a
Friends make
hand
great
axe in your
steeds.
spine. Is that? Did you drop this?
Do you need a hand with that?
Nice. Easy, Tithla. On your way out, you could have picked those up. Not a problem at all. Yeah, as you've been making your way through the streets, you pass by the Blue Water Inn and back down along the main thoroughfare. Pull you back to the map just so you guys can see what you're doing. As you arrive back towards the church, you can see that the Father Lucian Petrovich, is out the front having a chat with a familiar figure. You see Ismark standing out the front having a bit of a talk with him as they are looking out over the small church garden located to the front of the chapel that is looking a bit nicer since you last saw it. And as you walk up, you can see Ismark has rolled the sleeves of his tunic up and has dirt crusted onto his boots and his hands, and he's currently sort of dusting his hands off while talking to the father. As you guys walk up, Father Petrovich spots you first. Oh, you're back! And then seeing Luther carrying a sack very carefully.
Oh, no way. I'd have
tucked
it
away?
away.
Okay, cool.
It'd be tucked away. No, I don't want anyone to see any indication of this.
Brilliant. Okay, in that case, oh, you're back! Hey, you guys, you've been away a while. What's been going on? How's your, Is
We all
Mark
look like
logged
shit,
in?
by the way, still.
How's your investigation going? Wow, you guys look like shit.
I
Except for you,
think this
Tithla,
is,
you're looking pretty good, actually.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, this is let's
Emotional
make a way.
scarring.
Poor Tithla, it's okay. I pat her on the back.
And physical.
what's
Look at
happening?
all these burns. You've helped me with these burns. Why are you saying I look great?
No, because they look better than when I last saw them. They look like they're starting to heal a bit.
Oh, I mean, these ones all got torn open from the fight. I got hurt here.
Oh,
can see
should that
where
be leaking
thing's come
pus
undone.
like
No.
that?
No, that bit's not meant to be green.
Wait, but that bit's not meant to be green.
No,
Oh,
that one's meant
that's,
to be black. Do you know how hard it is for things to change from black to a color?
Yeah, no. Father Petrovich. Oh, that smells too. Petrovich.
Yes, I think we should.
You don't notice the smell.
Let's head inside. We can help Tithla. You can put some more dressings on such inside. As I look around quickly, do a side glance.
Well, yes, of course, thank you. Ismark has been helping me organize the church gardens. Yes, of course, please. Come with me, I'll lead you all inside, and if you needed to wash up, Ismark, you can use the side taps over around that side. Thanks, Father. Yes, I'll come inside. Arena's still inside. She'll be keen to see you. Been wondering how you've been going the last 2-3 days.
Perfect. Sounds good.
As you head inside, Father Lucian leading you in and taking you through the narrow church archway that leads into the open chapel area. He takes you past through the pews and into the series of back rooms where Tithla had been healed previously. You can see Irina is there. At the moment, she seems to be brewing what looks to be a couple of potions. She has a small stove set up, just with a very light, small blue flame underneath, and you can see that she looks to be distilling some herbs in water. Father Lucian, seeing her, goes, "Oh, Irina, my dear, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate all the work you've been doing getting the poultices replenished after our use." "Not at all, Father. It is the least I could do. Tithla, Jonor, Luther, Theodore, Grinner, you're all looking rather injured. What has happened?"
Oh, I look
It
fine.
hurts.
Oh, everyone but Theodore.
I only
looking
took bad
rather
damage,
injured.
but I look completely unscathed in this form.
Yeah, true. you look. Some of you look so injured. What has happened?
We were just trying to help, and we've done some good stuff.
Yeah, good deeds. Just good deeds. Nothing but good deeds.
So, I look at the priest. I take it we're in a. It's
In the
a
back
safe
rooms
place
that it-
to speak. I know, obviously, we're in the back room, and but I'm just reaffirming because obviously I realize that Strahd is a bit more of has a different type of presence.
Father Lucian nods. Yes, right.
All right, so our investigation is we've completed it. As I bring out the package from my knapsack.
As you're bringing them out, Ismark walks in, sees you bring out a package, and quickly closes the doors behind him.
Cool.
I'm taking it your mission was a success then?
That it was, yeah. It was a bit messy.
You found the bones of St. Undril.
We did.
Where were they? Who had them?
The Walkers did.
Oh, dear. Lady Fiona Wachter. Did she say why? Perhaps I should ask her.
So, I look at everyone else.
Well, we think we know why. I think she was in league with
Don't say the name.
the
Count.
Lord. Yeah, the Count.
Indeed. But why would he want the bones removed from the chapel?
So,
He's never cared about it before. How
from
many
what
years
I
have they
can
sat
gather,
here?
From what I can gather, this church has been a thorn in his side, and removing these bones made the church vulnerable. Took away its power.
Are you sure? I just find it hard to believe that if this church had been bothering him, he wouldn't have dealt with it sooner. This church
he
has
asked
been
us to
standing
burn
here
it
for
down, so-
centuries.
Yeah, I think maybe he now has some designs for Valaki and wants it gone. He got bored with his other playthings, it seems.
Oh dear. Oh, well, now that the bones are back, we can inter them again properly beneath the chapel, and hopefully that will provide the protection
So-
to the town.
I would be a lot more careful how you put them back. Obviously,
yes,
there's some information's out there. At least we don't know who has it and is aware of where they are stored. But I think you're gonna have to put a lot more protection in place now, because
Yes,
this church is a target.
Yes, oh, absolutely. I'm thinking locked up below with some better protection, maybe in a locked iron box. Maybe a ring of salt around it, and I'll splash it with holy water every day.
Look, I don't see the kids. I mean, that can't hurt, but it sounds more like one of your two helpers sold the information to the Wachter guards, and they came and stole
dear.
it. Now, I'm not going to name names, but they both had the motivation to do so, the younger one being more impressionable, and the older one thinking you spend the money on the church incorrectly and wanted money to protect the church. Both had good intentions, but both probably need a bit firmer hand so this does not happen in the future.
Indeed. I'll have
But
a
not
think
that they're
on
bad.
how to handle that.
I don't know if they need. Wouldn't say they need to be, punished. Just explained. They're both a bit misguided.
Oh yes, no, of course. That they're both young and immature, and it seems maybe they require some guidance to help get them on the right path, and hopefully have a bit more wisdom in future, not get pulled into these schemes. How did you recover them? Is the Lady Wachter likely to have noticed, or?
No, I do not think she will notice as they are gone.
I don't think she's gonna be a bother anymore.
Unfortunately,
Ismark at this point's going to go, no, Father, don't, no. I know these people rather well. If they're saying that she's not going to be a bother, I don't think she's going to be a bother ever again. Would I be correct?
Yeah, she's similar to the priest in Barovia.
Yeah, Father Dorovich. I was about to mention that.
I
Oh,
will
Father
say
Dorovich,
this,
I haven't spoken to Dorovich in ages. How's he doing? Yeah, he's dead,
Not
Father.
good. Not
He's
good.
dead.
Yeah, won't be bothering
dear.
anyone.
Better than his son.
What happened? Oh no, what happened to his poor son, Doru?
He didn't like the light, and Oh, actually, no, he's fine. Actually, he's.
No one knows that. Everyone knows he just ran off.
Yeah, well, as far as we know, he's fine. Actually, he's better than his father.
No, he's a. Don't we know that he's dodgy?
Oh yeah.
We know he's okay. I think everyone knows he's a vampire, or at least a vampire.
Yeah,
spawn.
and a vampire escaped. So wouldn't it be better to be dead? So he's doing better than his son.
I'd think I'd rather.
This
I'd rather
sounds
be a vampire.
this sounds really convoluted, and I don't think I'm quite ready to process what's happened to one of my friends and his son. Let's focus on Lady Wachter. So
Okay, we'll focus on the sun.
So we'll say this: the Lady Wachter met her demise. She
Oh dear.
had dabbled with devils. She
Oh,
had
no.
an imp familiar, so that was quite a revelation. And unfortunately, she expired. And
Father, can I be honest? Can I take over this explanation for you?
Of course,
Tithla, I
we
will
do.
say, unfortunately, you weren't of sound mind at that time.
Okay, that seems like a no.
I do have one pressing matter I really need to sort of elaborate on.
So you talk about your things then. I won't talk about mine.
No, definitely get to you. I just this is very pressing for myself.
No, I'll wait my turn. I'm sorry.
Thanks. Yeah, the Lady Wachter, unfortunately, she Strahd, I think, took as I say his name, I realize. Anyway, but he took over her body and talked through her. And
what?
Oh, Tithla, I guess this is news for you as well. So basically, yes, talked through her body, and we had to fight her ghostly form. She was released from her bonds. She obviously perished, but she did look at me in particular. Now, I have no issues thwarting evil again and again, but she did sort of say that she'll hunt me to the ends of the earth. So that's potentially fun.
Oh my goodness! Oh, this sounds awful.
And I was said in kind of a way which reminded me of a certain type of creature. This is a revenant, I believe. I've done some reading on, and are you familiar with ways of dealing with those?
Oh, I've heard of revenants before. One of the reasons that we're very careful with the way we bury bodies here in Vallaki is to avoid certain types of vicious undead coming back, and revenants are some of the most deadly. I mean, from what I can tell you from the stories, revenants are very hard to get rid of and very hard to deal with. They are unceasing in their hunt for those who they believe wronged them, that they need to kill.
So, I guess my question for the DM, Owen, is:
Hello.
Was the party the target, or is Luther specifically the target?
Luther doesn't know.
Okay. Cool. I'll just assume it's the party for now then.
If they're coming to target you for as long as we're together, that is true.
I mean, like, if everyone's likes Luther enough now to sort of take on that burden. Okay, I'll just assume it's everyone for now, at least. I think she was pointing at me though, so that is definitely in the back of Luther's mind. He's definitely scared, but at the same time, he's he feels like he has an obligation to sort of root out evil and smite it down. So we'll see how that plays out.
So dealing with revenants, I mean, the stories are very dark, I must say. Most people, the revenant deals with them. I know of 2 cases where people were able to outlast the revenant. They only have a year before their soul is eternally bound to the 9 hells and unable to track you or hunt you any longer. But during that year, I'm not sure if I've heard of any... Oh, no, wait a moment. I do know of a story. There was a bard a few years back who traveled through these lands, and he allowed a man, I can't remember his name, Dimitri, I think, to burn to death. It wasn't his fault, but the the spirit that returned was filled with rage and ended up hunting down this bard for a very long time. A number of weeks before finally, I think with the help of his companions, they were able to subdue the Revenant, keep it locked in place, and that the bard pled with the Revenant and was able to actually convince it that it wasn't his fault, that he didn't mean for the person to die, and was able to actually apologize and make it up. I think he also, there was a sacrifice of some sorts he had to make as well, but I don't remember what that was. Something powerful, an item or something. But he was able to put the Revenant to rest.
So we can't just put it in a box for a year, though, is what I'm hearing.
Well, no, that's the problem. The Revenant, it's a spirit. It can't be contained. It will merely abandon the corpse and possess another. Any corpse that is in unsanctified ground is fair game for the Revenant to possess.
That definitely makes it more challenging.
Yes, they are fierce foes. Revenants are horrors. They only have one target, though, so it's one of you will be the target for this.
Okay, that pretty much reaffirms Luther. Then he remember that the Revenant pointed at Luther, so that's fun.
The unsanctified ground, would you say that's like a church, or can we sort of make sanctified ground?
Sanctified ground is an area that's been blessed by a powerful cleric. Unsanctified ground is ground that has not been blessed by a powerful cleric. I probably should say, just a corpse that hasn't been properly buried or interred as per the religious specifications that person believed in life. If they're a follower of Lysander, a dawn ceremony. If they're a follower of Palor, normally burial in a field of fertile land. If they're a follower of Arathis, it must be within a coffin, within the grounds of a city wall, within city limits. It's different for each god.
Well, sounds like we'll be fighting a Revenant. That's fine. We can do that.
The good news is that the Revenant still has to travel to find you. It will possess the nearest corpse, but if there's no corpse nearby, it will still have to make its way to you. If you were to keep traveling, you could stay ahead of it.
Well, to be fair, the nearest corpse at that time was her son.
Oh shit. Which one? The sons are dead too?
Oh, right, yeah, no. 50% of the sons are dead.
Carl or Nikolai, this is such a loss. Why was it necessary for them to die?
To be fair, Carl just fell down some stairs. That was a complete accident.
That was pure accidental.
Oh, how tragic. Oh dear.
Yeah. And if anyone
I don't know what Grinner's input is, but...
Rasip.
Grinner's keeping silent, having had enough people shoot daggers at him to finally get a fucking hint.
Yeah, Father, if anyone does mention anything about this, all the violence was 100% perpetrated by a gnome by the name of Rasip.
Oh, I have heard of this unholy creature. No, he doesn't say that. No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say this. A demon from the nine hells.
It is not a lie. It is, in fact, pretty true, but the less we are all involved with this, the safer the bones will be.
Well, thank you so much for recovering them. I really don't know how to repay you. It's truly, this is a wondrous thing that you have been able to do.
But we accept gold and magic items and
we don't.
Levels.
No. Come on.
I get it.
Theo?
All out of the good of our house.
Theo?
This is from our hearts.
Theo?
I didn't actually say that. It's
Theo, put your
Well,
hand
no,
out.
if Theo wants to, he's more than welcome.
No, I actually wouldn't have asked anything for the priest.
Oh.
Theo?
Okay.
Well, thank you all so much. You are free to stay here as long as you need. Any sort of protection this place can offer is yours to use. And, Tithla, I have something that might help you as well. Irina and I have been working very hard on trying to improve the horrific burns that you received. We have been working very hard.
There's no need for everyone to call them horrific every time.
Don't hold back.
Frankly, disfiguring, horrific, brutal burns that have permanently ruined you. I just...
At least you're not saying they're an improvement. I suppose that's something.
He didn't see you before, so...
That's also true.
Oh, we wouldn't say that. No, of course not.
Sorry, it's just been a big day.
Oh, yes, I understand. Well, we think we can improve we think we can improve the burns a little bit. I believe Irina has been working really hard. We can reduce the damage a little bit and hopefully get you ready for the journey. Irina, yes, I've been working on the new poultice, Tithla. If you wouldn't mind coming with me, I can apply it to your skin and hopefully it will provide a bit of a protective layer to help reduce the scarring and the burns.
Oh, thanks. Do you think you'd maybe be able to show me what you've done and how you were doing it?
Of course, Tithla, of course. I would be more than happy to, of course.
I'm sorry. Friends, is it okay if I go and spend the rest of the day doing this?
No, of course.
Oh, we'll only need an hour, Tithla. It's not a complicated recipe.
Oh,
If you wanted to all take a short rest, we could do this while I was helping look after Tithla.
Okay, bye then!
Yeah. No, Father, this aid for Tithla is more than enough payment. But our investigation revealed some disturbing information regarding the Burgomaster.
Vargas, yes, he's a rather troubled soul. I've been trying my best to encourage the townspeople to go along with his rather, frankly, insane cries to smile more, to banish the darkness, just to humor him, but I think, unfortunately, it's to hopefully avoid them getting in trouble too. He has iron control over the town guards.
Well, yes, so I was thinking perhaps we have a different political figure leading the town.
Who did you have in mind?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there anyone in town that is known to be a person of high quality, good character, moral fiber?
Well, there's a number of people, but I can tell you now that most of them wouldn't want the position. I know a number of upstanding people in town, but most of them like to keep their heads down and avoid the sort of spotlight that being in power brings.
That's usually a good sign that they'd be a good leader, so...
I can talk with some of them privately and see if they'd be interested. How does that sound?
That'd be good. Because we obviously do have to make our way to Kresk sometime in the very near future, but I think I speak for us all when I say we'd feel guilty leaving the town in such a state.
Well, there's one person who I think could be potentially a good fit, and someone with an outsider's eye to help see what we have missed all these years. And he turns and looks over towards Ismark.
Yeah, I think we all
Ismark kind of like gives a bit of a look and goes like, No. Really?
We had that thought as well, actually.
Seriously? What? But
well,
like,
I suppose. Yeah.
I'm an outsider. There's no way they're going to accept me. I've only been here for a couple of days, and what, I'm going to try and run for mayor? That seems ridiculous. How's that going to happen?
You have a bit of experience being the son of a previous burgomaster in another city, so you've seen the transactions and some of the politics that needs to be played. So
okay, sure, yes, but.
And you've already set to work improving the church, one of the most important buildings in the town?
I'm just helping out because I was bored and you lot didn't come pick me up and I thought we were going to go together. But...
Ismark, if you take this position, if you can do it, think about this. This church here is hallowed ground. Keeping Irina here is probably one of the best spots for her protection. And if you are in a position of power, a position of influence, you might even have more influence to keep her safe. That's your job, isn't it? That's your whole purpose to up until this point has been keeping Irina safe as much as you can. If you do this, I think that'll be going a long way towards your goal.
Fuck. You're right. Shit. What do I need to do?
Look at him now. I will say this.
Yeah.
You have the strength. You have the fiber. You've got the knowledge and the know-how. You're not the lesser here. You're Ismark. Not the lesser. Not here. So have more faith in yourself.
Thank you, Luther, for saying that. Father, what do I need to do? Well, there's a few key people I think you should meet, and we'll make sure that they have a bit of a chance to talk to you and get to know you, and I'm sure, just like myself, they'll be very impressed with you, Aasimar, and I think we can get the ball rolling on this rather soon. If you're planning on making a move against the Valakoviches, I think we should make sure that Aasimar ready to take power immediately, so that we can keep the town from falling into chaos. Keep a smooth transition. I've had my doubts about Vargas for some time and his sanity, and I think this might be a good change. Yes, I think we should get to work on this right away. Aasimar, come with me. I'm going to bring you across to some very key people you need to meet. Have you met Blinsky yet?
I roll my eyes.
No, who's Blinsky? Oh, he's a toy maker, but he's more than just that. He's the heart of Vallaki. Come with me. I think it's very important you meet him, and we get some toys of you out there quickly. I'm sorry, what, toys of me? Yes, we want to make sure that your face is in the kids' hands, and that they're using little toys of you and slaying evil with you, so that it kind of creates a bit of a positive association with it. Oh, this seems like a loss. No, trust me. This very. Please rest in the church. All you need. I'll be back with Aasimar soon. Take a rest, and I'll catch up with you lot shortly, and then we'll find a way to look after these bones.
Good.
Alrighty.
Do you need us to get rid of the Burgomaster, or do you think you can manage this with backdoor political dealings without our aid, or we'll have to physically depose him?
I think the Burgomaster will likely try and hold his seat, and I wouldn't be surprised if he sends soldiers into the street once he hears that we're trying to call for an election. No, I think we might need to be prepared to deal with Vargas.
Okay, very good. Just making sure, otherwise we would have been on our way to Kresk if it could have been handled peacefully, but it sounds like we'll have to
we'll definitely
deal with him.
I don't want to spread rumors or anything, but his son, Victor, there's been some rumors that he's been involved in some interesting practices, requesting books of ill repute from Gunther. And I happen to know that 2 of my parishioners, staff who work for the Valakovich family, have not been to attend the chapel, not been to attend any services for at least 3 weeks, and no one knows where they've gone. I think that could be your in.
When you say books of ill repute, are we talking dark magic, or just issues of play tiefling?
Gunther tried to charge me for that information, and I wasn't willing to pay that slime ball for information like that. But perhaps you could talk to him?
Yes, very good.
Well, with that, as Father Lucian Petrovich leads Aasimar out the door, and you will benefit from a short rest. Tithla, your injury is downgraded. It is no longer hyperthermia. You went from homeostatic shutdown to hypothermia. You now have 4th degree burns. It is now just disadvantage on strength dex and constitution ability checks. Attack rolls are no longer covered. Saving throws are no longer covered. It's good. Just strength dex and constitution ability checks. You do also take additional fire damage if you ever take any fire damage, but for the moment you're okay.
That's fine.
Alrighty.
That's good.
And with that, I think that's a really, really good point to finish up for tonight, and we will jump back in with the next chapter of Curse of Strahd. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure running Curse of Strahd tonight. Can't wait to be back again. Now, next week, we're 2 men down, aren't we? I think.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Jared and Haz are out. I'll see if I can organize a guest to jump in for a single session, and I'll do a little side adventure with you guys who are here. But if I'm not able to do that or organize it in time, I'll let you know, and I'll do something else.
Return of the Rasip.
Oh god.
No.
No. No.
Oh my god, yeah, let's find out more about Rasip.
No.
Little side adventures.
I'll figure something else out. I'll figure something else out.
Up to these days?
No. I'll figure something else out.
Everyone just plays one different facet of his personality.
Oh my god.
It'd take all of us to do it.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out, but I'll keep you posted. Tomorrow night is obviously Avatar Legends and Return of the Giants on Wednesday. If you watch on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube or on the podcast, thank you so much for watching the recorded sessions. As I said last week, YouTube, we are well on the way to the YouTube partner program. So if you've enjoyed this and you've been listening, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out and pushes us forwards. If you also want to leave a comment and share an RPG story with us, been a while since I shared a story from the community at the beginning of a session. I'd love to share more. So make sure you share a story with us from a session that you've played either as a player or a DM, or a fun story that you've heard from a friend of a friend. Share it and I'll read it out at the beginning, as long as it's semi-safe for work. Yeah, I'll edit it if it's not. I'll thematically adjust.
You head over to the YouTube. You don't need to leave a comment on this video. You can leave a comment on all the videos. Every single one.
Yes, every single one. But for those of you who are watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere because we're going to go raid somebody. I think we'll go raid. Let's see who we can raid. Oh god, I can't remember which channel.
Corsairs Cove.
How did you know?
For the algorithm.
Yeah, it is. It is Corsairs Cove. We love Josh, and we're always happy to help Josh out at Corsairs Cove. So we'll go raid him in a moment. But until then, everybody, stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again really soon. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.